is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. It is Thursday.
Yes, it is.
We're almost at the end, guys. Yes. It is August 20th. I'm Tori here with Al. Lindsay joins us from home. We're all in sort of a muted fall autumnal colors, and I appreciate it.
I've been up to the dresses yesterday. We all needed to take a break.
Yeah, if you didn't know, our co-hosts Sam and Erica wore the exact same dress, which is adorable.
Yes.
Wonderful. Good planning on everyone's part. All right, we're going to get into big news right now about Steve Bannon. I'm not sure you guys have heard yet, but the former top campaign aide for President Trump is in some hot water. We'll get to that, of course, in a minute, but first, we've got to talk about Kamala Harris. She made history last night, accepting the Democratic nomination to be vice president. Here's some of what she said about one of the problems plaguing the nation: racism.
There is no vaccine for racism. We have got to do the work for George Floyd, for Breonna Taylor, for our children, and for all of us.
She was so good. Another moment from last night that we want to talk a little bit about was Barack Obama. He broke with years of tradition, using his speech to go after the current president. Take a look.
For close to 4 years now, he has shown no interest in putting in the work, no interest in finding common ground, no interest in using the awesome power of his office to help anyone but himself and his friends. No interest in treating the presidency as anything but one more reality show that he can use to get the attention he craves. Donald Trump hasn't grown into the job because he can't.
During his speech, literally during it, the president hit back, tweeting in all caps, "He spied on my campaign, and why did he refuse to endorse Slow Joe until it was all over, and even then was very late?" So lots of back and forth. Clearly, the current president was watching, which is interesting. I thought it was a 1-2-3 punch, and I want to get to Lindsay. I thought we saw Joe get the Congressional Medal of Freedom in that great clip when he was surprised. Then you saw Obama go after Trump, and then Kamala sort of bring it back to like the warmth and the family. Lindsay, what was some of your favorite parts?
Well, I think Kamala showed a side of herself that everybody was waiting to see.
Yes.
Like you said, that warmth and a little bit of explanation about who she is. Beautiful statement from, of course, Lindsay. We will get back to her once we get her Wi-Fi fix. Al, what was one of your favorite parts?
For myself, you know, I really took what Billie Eilish had to say.
She was great.
She was really good, but it's not so much what she had to say, it's the age in which she's saying it. I wasn't aware of politics really until my late 20s, probably early 30s, if we're being honest. When you're in your 20s, you're kind of expected, especially in this country, to go do whatever you're going to go do. Go have fun in college. Go get a job as a bartender and party it up in the city for 5 years. And for this generation to be this involved in politics this early, I think is a really good thing.
Yeah, she's 18, so she can vote, and she sang "I'm Looking My Future," a song about her future. I thought she was excellent. Gabby Giffords, of course, was also a big hit with a lot of people. Remember, she was shot in the face at a campaign stop, and some of what she said was, "I can't speak well, but I'm not going to stop making noise." And I thought she was brilliant. One of my all-time favorite things was when Obama brought up John Lewis and said, "I met with John Lewis and a few of the civil rights leaders of the early civil rights," right? And he said, "One guy said to me, 'I looked it up, Mr. President, the day you were born, I was marching into a jail cell to protest Jim Crow,' echoing generations that actually make it work. And now I'm walking into a White House with you as the president."
The shoulders of giants.
I was like, exactly. Yeah. I thought it was incredible. Lindsay came back from the netherworld of Cyberland. Linz, what was your favorite moment, my love?
I was going to say about Gabrielle Giffords, we all know the former U.S. Congresswoman, all that she stands for, and going there and still being brave enough to continue to speak at these conventions and events. But also, I think that it's interesting because I was saying President Trump and President Obama haven't had the best relationship, even from the day that President Trump was inaugurated. So it feels like Obama was quiet for a long time, and this was his moment to kind of say everything and respond to everything that's happened over the last 4 years. Yeah. But I don't know if it was the perfect moment to do that, because we want to know exactly what the plans are and learn more about the candidates. And I know that bashing Trump has become an overall thing that's been happening at the convention, but we got to move past that. I think anybody who's voting Democrat at this point kind of understands where they stand with Trump.
I hear that. I think Obama was telling us what's at stake in a very professorial way, right? He's a constitutional professor, and I think he was saying democracy is at stake, and he did it in a not very Obama, but in a very Obama way. Now, some people disagreed and said, like Gloria, Obama needs to go away. He had his chance and he blew it big time. But Leslie responds, I love Mr. Obama, finally an intelligent speaker. It did remind me why I love politics.
Really?
Yeah, both of them. It reminded me, the 1-2 punch of Kamala, I don't know if you felt that, Lindsay. The Obama-Kamala just reminded me of the ideals and why I fell in love with politics. I don't know if you felt the same way.
I definitely think that last night was the best night so far of the convention. But that's problematic because we need Joe Biden to be the best part of the convention, right?
I feel you. It's tonight. We'll hear from Biden. We're biding our time. We're biding our time. All right. What are Republicans saying about all this? We want to let you know that Jared Kushner, what he said about this DNC last night on Fox News. Let's take a listen.
In the Democratic convention, I'm hearing a lot of lecturing moralists tell us about how things should be. But in President Trump and in this administration, we have a lot of doers. We have businessmen. We have people who are held accountable. If you don't make it, you get fired, like what happens in the real world. And President Trump demands results, and that's what he's been able to deliver.
Linz, what's your response to that, the current administration are full of doers, not just talkers?
I think the back and forth is exhausting to everybody. I know that, obviously there's going to be a response. We shouldn't expect anything less than for Trump to respond immediately as the convention is happening. And so I think we just have to take it one step at a time. And if you want to see what's happening on both sides, just pay attention to what both camps are saying and make your decision.
She's so knowledgeable. Also, I like the new plant.
Me too. I think we shamed her into a new background.
We shamed her into a new foliage.
I'm glad that this plant is not scaring Al. Thank you very much.
That was great. All right. President Trump's former top campaign aide, Steve Bannon, let's get to this story, has been arrested in New York. He was charged this morning with fraud in a scheme to take more than $1 million from an online campaign to help build the border wall. Prosecutors say he and 3 other defendants defrauded hundreds of thousands of donors under the false pretense that all of the money raised, get this, more than $25 million, would be spent on construction. When we say President Trump came to drain the swamp, there's a list of people now being arrested, convicted, maybe some pardoned. What do you think about draining the swamp and a lot of them ending up in jail?
Well, I mean, it kind of just is the story of America. You know, if you think about, I remember, you remember New York City's always has this thing for being like a tough city. And I remember passing a stand and it was a T-shirt that had an expletive. It was like blank New York City. And it's like this country, capitalism, takes your anger and it sells it back to you. So if you look at the anger that people had with Build the Wall, they're like, oh, there are people that feel really passionate. Well, they donate $25. Turns out they will. And when you're angry and not really thinking clearly about where your money's going, there might be somebody trying to steer it in a direction that's headed towards their pocket.
Or if you think I'm putting my money to where I really feel a single issue, immigration, I've trusted the government to do that, and then Bannon steals your money.
Right.
I mean, that's what's so crazy. Lindsay, what do you think on this whole thing with Bannon in jail? I didn't expect to see it.
I just think it's incredible when people still think that they can get over. I mean, sometimes a lot of people do get over with stuff, but like to line your own pockets with campaign donations is obviously a violation, obviously fraud. And so this is just insane to see somebody else go down for something like this.
Allegedly, of course, we don't know, he's not been convicted, but I do want to say that I feel like anytime someone has a question, we should just put Lindsay on and she should just go, I don't know. This is stupid. I'm exhausted.
They have to do better. That's all I can say. I
love it. She
they have to do better.
Right? Lindsay, do not go away. Coming up on DBL, our medical expert, Dr. Payal Kohli, returns to clear up coronavirus confusion. Plus, we're going to catch up with the new host of The Soup on
Me?
E!
I host this show.
Right. This is the new host of The Soup on E!
Oh.
Jade Cata Preta, how the show is really keeping up with the times. Take a look at our studio. Most of our employees working from home to help stop the spread of COVID. We'll be right back. Welcome back to DBL. It is hard to believe that we are 4 months into the pandemic. Remember mac and cheese?
I do.
That feels like 20 years ago. As most people know, the focus is now on children and how the virus impacts them. We have our wonderful expert, Dr. Payal Kohli, and almost a rose quartz. If you would.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good call.
I love the flair. Welcome, doctor. Today we're going to talk about kids. So there's new research saying kids are playing a huge role in the spread of COVID-19. Not the best news to hear as schools reopen. So, Doc, why are kids such super spreaders, and are daycares and classrooms to blame?
So, Tori, there's many reasons why kids could be these silent spreaders. So, studies have shown us that kids can have 10 to 100 times the viral load of this virus in their noses and mouths as compared to adults. And we also all know that kids are notorious for being germ factories. So their hygiene is not always the best. And so if they've got a lot of virus, they can easily spread it. Detection in kids is the second challenge, and that's because kids tend to be largely asymptomatic or have very minimal symptoms, and testing is also way behind in kids. So part of containing the outbreaks means to find it, and with kids, the challenge is in finding it. Wow. And then finally, as you pointed out, as daycares and schools open, kids start to get together, they have poor hygiene, we don't even know that they're sick. The likelihood of the spreading increases.
That's a perfect storm right there.
Yeah, let me summarize for the doctor. Kids are gross.
Yeah, kids are disgusting.
They are.
Little
Look,
germ
I put
monsters.
3 kids through school. They touch everything. They don't care. They don't wash their hands.
Ugh.
Yes, it's okay. That's why they're all sick all through nursery school. Oh my goodness,
okay.
yes. All right, so Doc, we know that class has not been in session for, that long, but how's the data starting to shake out? What are we starting to see?
So, Al, we have received some data from the first 2 weeks of August, and unfortunately, it's not great news. So we've seen a 24% increase nationally in cases in kids, and we're seeing a high rate of positivity in kids as well. So some states are reporting up to 18% positivity, which means that 1 out of every 5 test that's done in kids is coming back positive, and that's really high. But if you look at the map, it's a very interesting geographic pattern, and most of the positivity is occurring in the South and the West and states like Alaska and Hawaii. And we're seeing that the East Coast has been relatively protected, which has been surprising.
Wow, that is interesting. Dr. Kohli, some parents are writing in saying their kids are struggling to keep their masks on. They're germ monsters and they're like fiddlers, right? So do you have any, not fiddlers, but fiddlers, do you have any advice for them?
Yes, tell your little germ monsters and fiddlers that the mask not only protects others, but it also protects them. So you have to figure out how to incorporate it into their culture, like we've talked about before. So games are a great way to do it. So you can make it part of a superhero costume. You can put it on their stuffed animals. You can tell bedtime stories with it. You can also have the child choose their own mask or decorate it so that they're a little more attached to it. And then pediatricians say that if all else fails, then come and talk to your doctor about whether a face shield might be a good alternative to the mask.
You could also just tell them they won't be able to download an app that day.
I feel like that would work.
That would work on my kids. Like they would, what? I can't download Duck Life Space? Yes.
Yeah, that's hard to get kids to listen to that, but to say I'm going to take something away.
Yes, that works. Threats, parents,
Or
threats.
reward them, Al. Let's be positive. Let's reward them for good behavior.
I won't threaten you. That's
The positive is he's not going to threaten you. That's exactly right. Thank you so much, Dr. Kohli. Some really good advice for parents and grandparents out there. We'll be right back. Thanks again.
It's
Welcome back to DBL. The classic E show, The Soup, is back with a fresh new twist and host. Earlier, Sam caught up with Jade Catapretta in today's DBL Spotlight.
I love.
It's good.
Yeah.
I am so excited. We're joined by Jade Catapretta, host of E's The Soup. I grew up watching the show. I think Jade's the perfect host. Thank you so much for coming on DBL. And what's really cool about The Soup is that it's going to have fresh new episodes, a whole new take. So tell us what's new and different this time around.
It's been on the air since '91, and when it first started, it was called Talk Soup because all they really had to pull from was talk shows and daytime talk shows. And now it's The Soup, and we have, social media. We have stuff that's happening in the news. We have a little bit of a bigger universe that we get to pull from. So that's a big difference. We have, experts on different shows now, and we're just trying to, be silly and just have it be a place where people can go and escape a little bit of the caca that's all around us right now.
So, yes, and I can't wait to have that type of escapism. Mama needs it. So on The Soup, of course, you're going to be talking pop culture, hilarious TV moments of the week, like you just said, and you've got so much real estate to pick from.
Yay! We're finally going someplace cool. Iowa rocks. We got corn and butter cows and the world's biggest strawberry.
So what I want to know, what's been your most memorable moment on the show so far?
Yesterday, we filmed a very special segment with a special someone who's been kind of a driving force for a lot of our clips that we use on the show. So we're really getting finally on a rhythm.
That's exciting. It's really fresh and new. So what I really want to know is if you had ever had a celebrity watch or respond to one of your funny moments shading them. Tell us.
On the promo, I did this little meta thing for people who are really into the Real Housewives where I dressed like Lisa Rinna as Erica Jane. And Lisa actually retweeted one of the things about it, and I was just in my car freaking out like, they don't care and they're just having fun.
Imitation is flattering, so hopefully they take it as nothing but a compliment. So you are a true-born comedian from Brazil, and not to mention, The Soup will also be airing in Brazil. So what was that full circle moment like? And also, just curious, how did you get into comedy?
Oh boy, oh my gosh, the trauma circle. Well, I was born in Brazil, São Paulo, when I was 12. I moved to the States, and I think that transition is why probably I do comedy up until now. Hearing my name on the promos in Portuguese when they were like Jade Catapretta, that was enough for me. I died right then. But I got into stand-up kind of as a mistake. I came out to LA wanting to be an actor, and then my first gig was at National Lampoon doing some funny stuff like hosting a Tosh.0 type of show. And then I started working at the Comedy Store, and then it was over. Ever since then, I got bit with the bug, the comedy bug. And so it's been about 12 years now that I've been doing stand-up.
I'm so proud of you. You can catch new episodes of The Soup airing Wednesdays on E! We'll be right back. Thanks, Jade.
Bye, thank you.
What a cool shot.
Yes.
Okay, welcome back to DBL. Al, it's time for some sweet, sweet deals.
Tori, don't play with my emotions.
Okay.
Do you have them?
I have the deal.
Okay.
Earlier, Steph showed me some amazing products at even better prices. Cannot wait to see this week's DBL Deal Blast presented by MorningSave.com.
Tori, I'm here at home with some amazing products that are going to blow your mind. This is the Hedgren hard-sided spinner luggage. It's lightweight, polycarbonate construction, and it's got TSA approved locks on there. Now, normally this is around $150 to $200, but we've got it from between $49 to a maximum of $69, means you're saving 67%. Next, I've got something that's going to add a bit of music to your lifestyle. This is the Sight Bluetooth speaker. It does come with a handle. It's got a built-in microphone. Don't know if you can see these things here. For hands-free phone calling. So normally this is $80, but right now it's only $19, which means you're saving 76%. This is the M-Edge Tech Tote. Don't know if you can see this here. Whoa. Look at that. So literally this bag will allow you to charge multiple different devices while you're out and about on the go. So normally this bag is $50, but guess what? We've got it for $19. What? Which means you're saving 62%. Okay, last but not least, Tori, it's this, the Marquee by Waterford brushed cotton sheets. This 4-piece set includes a flat sheet, a fitted sheet, and 2 pillowcases. Now, normally this is $70 to $80, depending if you get the queen or king, but we've got it for $29, which means you're saving 64%.
Stephanie, fantastic job. Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone. Thank you so much, Steph. Before we go, we do have to give a huge DBL shout out to a police officer in Ohio. She got called to the scene of a puppy locked inside of a car for over an hour on a hot day. The officer finally decided, I'm going to just break the window to rescue the little guy. It looks like a little beagle puppy or tricolor. Not to worry, the puppy is okay. As you can see here, guys, it was lapping up some water from a water bottle. I need you to understand it gets so hot, and we just saw Tesla come out with their puppy setting so that you can't leave a dog stuck without knowledge. Lindsay, what do you think about this? Isn't this wonderful?
I'm so happy about this, especially because I have a dog, and like, you can't leave them in the car. Even like if you think you're gonna run in the grocery store, it always ends up being way more time than you think, and they're just in there suffering. So I'm glad the officer saved the day.
Absolutely. Call the cops if you see it. They can break it. DBL's new every day. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow.
We're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
Former President Barack Obama issues a warning about democracy at the DNC.
Donald Trump hasn't grown into the job because he can't.
As President Trump responds in an all-caps tweet storm. What do you think, DBL Nation? A hot mic catches a broadcaster using a homophobic slur on the air.
I want to apologize.
He's now suspended. Was that the right punishment? At age 87, Carol Burnett is working to get legal guardianship of her grandson. The substance abuse issues her daughter is facing are causing the actress to take action. And a Los Angeles judge starts a running club for the homeless on Skid Row. How he's helping rebuild their lives one stride at a time.
It all fits together to help a person sustain their sobriety.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Thank you, Patty. Welcome to DBL. It is Thursday, August 20th. I'm Sam here with Al. How are
Sammy.
you?
I love it. Loving the yellow.
Think sunshiny.
Exactly.
Thank
Brighten
you.
the place up a little bit.
Kiri, our
indoors.
wardrobe stylist, made me feel really sunshiny today. Jeff joining us from home. How are you, buddy?
Feel good, feel good.
We got a devil feel good. It's going to be a good
Yeah.
day. Okay, so big news today about Steve Bannon, the former top campaign aide for President Trump, is in hot water. We're going to tell you all about that in a minute. But first, we've got to talk about Kamala Harris. She made history last night accepting the Democratic nomination to be vice president. Here's some of what she said about one of the problems plaguing the nation: racism.
There is no vaccine for racism. We've got to do the work for George Floyd, for Breonna Taylor, for our children, and for all of us.
Now, another moment from last night that we want to talk a little bit about was Barack Obama. He broke with years of tradition, using his speech to go after the president. Watch.
For close to 4 years now, he has shown no interest in putting in the work, no interest in finding common ground, no interest in using the awesome power of his office to help anyone but himself and his friends. No interest in treating the presidency as anything but one more reality show that he can use to get the attention he craves. Donald Trump hasn't grown into the job because he can't.
Now, during his speech, the president actually hit back, tweeting in all caps, "He spied on my campaign," and why did he refuse to endorse Slow Joe until it was all over, and even then was very late? Okay, Al, what did you think of Obama going after the president, and what other moments stood out to you?
Well, as for Barack going after the president, I understand there's bad blood between them. It started with the birther situation that, led right up basically into his presidency, and then, him accusing him of spying on him. Who knows what happened there? We're not going to get into that. Let's talk about a positive that I took away from it. A couple things. Obviously, Billie Eilish did well, and I know you're going to talk about that. My issue is just what a great job Gabby Giffords did. I like that she's not being forgotten. If anybody has forgotten what happened to this woman, she was shot on a campaign stop, and she was shot by a deranged man. And I remember that story because there were certain people in Congress that had targets over their face for people that are anti-NRA. For her to be shot like that, but to still say that even though I don't speak well, I'm still going to make noise. I thought that was really inspiring.
It was really inspiring. Jeff, were there any moments last night that struck a chord with you?
Well, Sam, I don't know if you remember earlier in the week what I said and what I wanted to see out of this Democratic Party convention was no mudslinging, right? And I feel like it got into that a little bit yesterday. I don't think the Democrats need more reason to hate Donald Trump, right? I think they need to be more focused on convincing other people to come over to their party or vote for Joe Biden. That's what I want to see more of. I don't know politics at all, Sam. I've been very honest about that. But I do know reality TV. I do know casting. And when I talk to casting experts, they say, listen, if you're ever sending in a video that you want to be on a reality TV show, don't put your friends in the video. Don't have your friends tell me why you're awesome. You go on by yourself and you tell people why you're awesome. So I'm looking forward to hearing Joe Biden talk. I'm done with everyone else sticking up for him because that's what they have to do. I'm ready for Joe Biden to give his speech.
That's interesting. To your point, Jeff, because I always want to hear what DBL Nation has to say. And while a lot of you were thrilled to see Obama last night and applaud his speech, to Jeff's point, it turned many of our viewers off. So we have Gloria writing in saying Obama needs to go away. He had his chance and blew it big time. And Charles says Obama, had 8 years to fix the problems they are blaming Trump for and couldn't fix it either. So I always want to bring in the other side there. To your point with Billie Eilish, that girl, and many of you now know her because she's a Grammy Award winner. I've always been a fan, but what I love about her is she's just made it about voting. If you go to her Instagram, by the way, 66 million followers on Instagram. She follows a big fat 0. So they all follow her. She doesn't follow anybody. And what she does with her platform is she's encouraging people to vote. So she doesn't get too in the weeds with who to vote for. She is more about get out there, vote. She provides links on how people can register to vote. And we'll see how much influence she has. We'll see if it's a big turnout for the youth. I predict it's going to be a very big turnout, not just because of her, but because a lot of those Parkland students
I was going to say the school shootings, they still resonate.
They're living
I think the adults talk about that and move on. These kids lived in that personal nightmare every day and don't want that to continue. So they have a lot invested in this as well.
Yes, they do. But please continue to chime in, DBL Nation. So what are Republicans saying about all this? We just heard a few comments from some of our viewers. Here's what Jared Kushner said about the DNC last night on Fox News.
In the Democratic convention, I'm hearing a lot of lecturing moralists tell us about how things should be. But in President Trump and in this administration, we have a lot of doers. We have businessmen. We have people who are held accountable. If you don't make it, you get fired, like what happens in the real world. And President Trump demands results, and that's what he's been able to deliver.
All right. And again, I'm reading our comments. It's 50-50. We have many people saying it's time for Trump to leave office. He's caused a lot of harm. I'm paraphrasing. And then others saying that Trump is a doer, kind of echoing the sentiments of his son there. Or son-in-law, I should say. All right, so let's move on to President Trump's former top campaign aide, Steve Bannon. He's been arrested in New York. He was charged this morning with fraud in a scheme to make more than $1 million from an online campaign to help build the border wall. He was arrested aboard this boat out of Long Island. Okay, so here you can see him actually on the boat prior to his arrest.
That's him getting the text saying you're about to be arrested in 2 minutes.
So true. Prosecutors
Drink up, buddy.
Prosecutors say Bannon and 3 other defendants defrauded hundreds of thousands of donors under the false pretense that all of the money raised, more than $25 million, would be spent on construction of the wall. Now, I really dug deep into this because nothing irks me more and infuriates me more than when people take advantage of crowdfunding. We see it sometimes with like funds for
homeless, for sick children.
And what they did here is they claimed they would not take a dime, he and these his colleagues, that they would not take a dime from this. And they defrauded hundreds of thousands of people. He took $1 million. $1 million of that $25 million. That was just his cut, not counting his cohorts. Wow. Jeff, when you hear that, and President Trump has said that it was irresponsible and it was inappropriate. So President Trump is separating himself from Bannon, even though he once employed him. So who knows how much he really knew about that. But how does that make you feel, stealing from individuals, pulling on their heartstrings or whatever they believe to be right? And of course, this is all alleged.
Take politics out of this, Sam, and kind of use this as a jump-off point to other things, right? We all are familiar with crowdfunding and things like that with, why can't I think of the website that does that?
GoFundMe?
My mind just went blank. GoFundMe, what an idiot I am. Anyways, so everyone, I'm very hesitant to give money to other parties on a GoFundMe because I don't know where that money goes, right? It's not that I don't want to help you. It's not that I don't want to help the little kids that are sitting outside the grocery store saying we need new jerseys. Do you need new jerseys? Because if you do, I'm going to help you buy them. But if you're going to put it in somebody's pocket, I'm a little hesitant for that, right? So I'm always hesitant where I put my money. And stealing really, really irks me. I don't understand people that steal. And I could go on and on about other things about that, but this is just one of the reasons why I think a lot of people are hesitant about it.
And Jeff, just to put a button on what you're saying, what you and Sam are saying are two sides to the same coin. It's about stirring your emotions. Some people get emotional for sick children, for animals that are in need, the cancer research, things like that. Other people are emotional about immigration. And either way, there's always somebody there that'll take that emotion and try and capitalize on it financially. So you need to be really careful about where your money's going, and it's sad because there are people that really do need that money.
They do.
That $2,500 really would be life-changing, but people like Jeff, good people, are going to hesitate.
I know, and that's what concerns me most about all of it. So a TV announcer for the Cincinnati Reds baseball team has been suspended. During last night's game, Tom Brenneman was caught on a hot mic using an anti-gay slur, saying, quote, one of the bleep capitals of the world. He did apologize later in the game. Watch.
I pride myself and think of myself as a man of faith. As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be a home run. I don't know if I'm going to be putting on this headset again. I don't know if it's going to be for the Reds. I don't know if it's going to be for my bosses at Fox. I'm going to apologize.
I guess that baseball player is not the only person going home. They fired him mid-show.
Good one. The Reds released a statement saying the organization is devastated by the horrific homophobic remark and apologized to the LGBTQ plus community. Pitcher Matt Bowman also apologized, tweeting, good for him. He says, I'm so sorry for the way you were marginalized tonight. There will always be a place for you in the baseball community. You know what? We talk about cancel culture. We talk about people losing their jobs. This man is not an 18-year-old. This man is full grown. How dare he? And then say he's a man of faith. How hypocritical, considering the slur that you used and the way it just flippantly came off your tongue. He should be fired, in my book. Right. And I rarely say that.
And I like the way the athletes responded, though, Sam. Yep. That's what I'm taking to Jeff. You play college sports. Did you see a shift in the dynamics in terms of, like, the locker room?
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen a shift in culture. I've seen a shift in myself, even in the last 10 years, Al. You know, like, I'm not too proud, you know, I'm not proud to say, but I've thrown around remarks like that 10 years ago, and I've learned the hard way. I've lost some jobs from things I've said in the past, too. It's a new day, right? So like you said, Sam, I'm very against cancel culture, but if you're throwing around terms like that now and you don't know what you're saying, again, I'm being a hypocrite right now saying that. But, I mean, I don't know if this guy is going to put the headsets back on ever again.
Yeah. Well, great first block, everybody.
It was awesome.
I know. It was awesome.
It was really good. And also, I don't know if Jeff is a hypocrite. I think you're allowed to learn in this life. We're on this planet for a long time.
I'm glad you said that. Jeff is somebody that constantly looks at himself, is self-aware, and just wants to be the best person he can, the best husband, the best co-host. So, Jeff, please don't lump yourself in with other people that constantly defend their ego when you are probably the most egoless person that I know.
I've never met an adult that hadn't said something they regretted.
Amen.
Never.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
We appreciate you,
Love
Jeff.
you, buddy.
Okay, so Jeff, stick around. Coming up on DBL, our medical expert, Dr. Payal Kohli, returns to clear up more coronavirus confusion, plus running for redemption. We'll show you how a unique athletic program is transforming the lives of people on Skid Row in LA.
This
Welcome back to DBL. Our favorite medical expert, Dr. Powell Coley, stopped by earlier today. Tori Shulman and I were lucky enough to ask her about new research that focuses on children's roles in today's pandemic. Here's what she had to say.
Welcome, doctor. Today we're going to talk about kids. So there's new research saying kids are playing a huge role in the spread of COVID-19. Not the best news to hear as schools reopen. So doc, why are kids such super spreaders, and are daycares and classrooms to blame?
So, Tori, there's many reasons why kids could be these silent spreaders. So, studies have shown us that kids can have 10 to 100 times the viral load of this virus in their noses and mouths as compared to adults. And we also all know that kids are notorious for being germ factories, so their hygiene is not always the best. And so if they've got a lot of virus, they can easily spread it. Detection in kids is the second challenge, and that's because kids tend to be largely asymptomatic or have very minimal symptoms, and testing is also way behind in kids. So part of containing the outbreaks means to find it, and with kids, the challenge is in finding it.
Wow.
And then finally, as you pointed out, as daycares and schools open, kids start to get together, they have poor hygiene, we don't even know that they're sick. The likelihood of the spreading increases.
That's a perfect storm right there.
Yeah, let me summarize for the doctor. Kids are gross.
Yeah, kids are disgusting.
They are.
Little
Look,
germ
I put 3 kids through school. They touch everything. They don't care. They don't wash their hands.
Ugh.
Yes, it's okay. That's why they're all sick all through
the time.
nursery school. Oh, my goodness,
Okay.
yes. All right, so Doc, we know that class has not been in session for, that long, but how's the data starting to shake out? What are we starting to see?
So, Al, we have received some data from the first 2 weeks of August, and unfortunately, it's not great news. So we've seen a 24% increase nationally in cases in kids, and we're seeing a high rate of positivity in kids as well. So some states are reporting up to 18% positivity, which means that 1 out of every 5 test that's done in kids is coming back positive, and that's really high. But if you look at the map, it's a very interesting geographic pattern, and most of the positivity is occurring in the South and the West and states like Alaska and Hawaii, and we're seeing that the East Coast has been relatively protected, which has been surprising.
Wow, that is interesting. Dr. Coley, some parents are writing in saying their kids are struggling to keep their masks on. They're germ monsters and they're like fiddlers, right? So do you have any, not fiddlers, but fiddlers, do you have any advice for them?
Yes, tell your little germ monsters and fiddlers that the mask not only protects others, but it also protects them. So you have to figure out how to incorporate it into their culture, like we've talked about before. So games are a great way to do it. So you can make it part of a superhero costume. You can put it on their stuffed animals. You can tell bedtime stories with it. You can also have the child choose their own mask or decorate it so that they're a little more attached to it. And then pediatricians say that if all else fails, then come and talk to your doctor about whether a face shield might be a good alternative to the mask.
You could also just tell them they won't be able to download an app that day.
I feel like that would work.
That would work on my kids. Like they would, what? I can't download Duck Life Space? Yes.
Yeah, that's hard to get kids to listen to that, but say I'm going to take something away.
Yes, that works. Threats, parents, threats.
Or reward them, Al. Let's be positive. Let's reward them for good behavior.
I won't threaten you. That's about
The positive is he's not going to threaten you. That's exactly right. Thank you so much, Dr. Coley. Some really good advice for parents and grandparents out there. We'll be right back. Thanks again.
It's only a matter of time.
Welcome back to DBL. Teachers are demanding more be done to keep them safe from coronavirus. Some are even protesting. The American Federation of Teachers is calling for a safety strike if they are not protected. Meantime, Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti followed through with his threat to cut power to house parties. He cut the electricity to a home reportedly being rented by TikTok star Bryce Hall. He threw himself a 21st birthday party last Friday, according to TMZ. Oh my gosh. Wow.
They're young.
Yeah.
They're young. You know, what do it's so hard to tell a 21-year-old not to be 21. You feel invincible. You feel like the world is all in front of you. You feel like older people are making a bigger deal of it than this is. And it's hard as we sit here in our 40s and look back and think about like what 21-year-old Al would have been in there.
Totally. 21-year-old Sam would have been in there too. But yeah. I would hope that an adult like the mayor would do something to protect myself and my peers and then my fellow citizens. So if that means cutting off the power, I'm all for it too. Jeff, what do you make about the teachers? You know, this is coming from my mom, a 4th grade teacher. I want our teachers to be protected.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough spot, Sam. I mean, what can you say? I want them protected too. Everyone wants them protected. But at the same time, some people need to get back to work because how could you not work for 4, 5, 6 months on end, right? So I don't know the answer to it, Sam. I mean, it's a tough position to be in for teachers, for parents wanting to send their kids to school. It's tough all around, and I really don't know the answer.
No, and I'm there with you, and you being a former teacher, but at least having proper PPE. They're not even given knowledge about it.
They stopped paying for teachers just in-class stuff, you know, to just decorate your classroom. So good luck on the PPE.
Wow. Yeah, and that's coming from a former teacher right there. So coming up on DBL, we are highlighting a running club unlike any other, how it's literally changing the lives of Los Angeles' most vulnerable population. That is still ahead.
Promotional consideration is brought to you.
Welcome back to DBL. We are getting comments about that house party. Yes, we are. Okay, let me find it. Sorry, it's a little slow internet in this studio. And it's still checking for mail, and we have 20 seconds.
But
okay. DBL Nation does not like the idea of the house party. I'm paraphrasing.
I would like them to go back and ask their 21-year-old selves if they would have gotten that invite, would they have gone? Honestly, I'm sure some would have, but some wouldn't have.
Yeah, Stan, in fact, says, I finally got the comments. Those kids are putting everyone in danger.
Yes, they are.
Thank you, Arash, our producer. Sorry about that. Here's what's coming up on DBL, a family crisis for Carol Burnett. And meet the judge who started a running program to help the homeless. DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
Is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Al. Jeff joining us from home. Let's get right to it. So, Carol Burnett, this is a sad story, but I do really, I'm inspired by her advocacy for her family. So she is seeking guardianship of her 14-year-old grandson. The 87-year-old comedian is asking the court that she and her husband become temporary guardians of their grandson, Dylan. Carol says her daughter, Erin Hamilton, has struggled with substance abuse and addiction since Dylan was born and has been in and out of rehab 8 times over the past 19 years. Carol's other daughter, Carrie Hamilton, also struggled with drug addiction as a teen. She died from complications due to lung cancer in 2002. Wow. Al, what do you make of her wanting to be the legal guardian at her age, the grandmother, and considering this history of addiction within her own family?
Well, you know, Sam, anytime we do a story about a celebrity, we'll get comments like, oh, you know, they're rich, they'll figure it out. I think this story is one that we won't get those comments because it hits so close to home for so many people. The plague that opioids have been on this country have wiped out really almost, you know, a large population of young parents. Who's up next? The grandparents. We have a lot of people in their early, mid-60s, early 70s raising toddlers, Sam. So this is unfortunately not that uncommon, and we need to do something about the opioid problem, but in the same time, figuring out something. Yes.
Addiction in general.
Figuring out a way to get these people help as well, because I couldn't imagine. I'm tired now at 43. I don't know how people do it.
I don't know how they would either, Jeff. I mean, you have 2 little ones. I have 2 little ones. I can't imagine, to Al's point, being twice my age and having to do that. But, you know, credit to her.
I mean, this is a last resort, right, Sam? Nobody wants this. I'm sure Carol Burnett doesn't even want this. But if people didn't love her enough already, they're going to love her even more. At 87 years old, trying to be a mother, I'm 42, my wife's 8 years younger than me. We can't keep up with our kids, you know? So at 87, it's a lot tougher road. But Sam, I want to throw it back into your court because this is kind of your expertise area, having worked with Dr. Drew in addiction on all those years.
Yeah, I think, you know, listen, addiction does not discriminate. So, you know, Al mentioned that, you know, we in the past and maybe even now we'll get comments saying, oh, you know, she can afford to send her to rehab again. And there seems to be some sort of leniency when it comes to people of wealth or celebrities when they also succumb to addiction. Well, again, it doesn't discriminate. And the only advice I would give is Al-Anon. Al-Anon is something that I, you know, went to for years. So if you have addiction in your family, if you can go to Al-Anon, you also will practice the 12 steps and you will also learn how to self-govern and not empower, or I should say rather not empower, but enable that person. It's a lifesaver. So that's the only thing that the only advice I can offer.
And really quickly, tell everybody what Al-Anon is. Sam.
So Al-Anon is a support group, just like the 12 steps with AA, but it's for people that are codependent and they are also surrounded by addiction. So again, to any of our viewers out there, it is also a lifesaver for you. So we've all been hearing about cuts to the U.S. Postal Service, but now Cher wants to lend a hand. That's right. The singing legend inquired about volunteering at her local post office. Yesterday, Cher tweeted, "Can people volunteer at the post office?" After no response, she took matters into her own hands, writing that she spoke to a supervisor and said, "Hi, this is Cher. Do you accept volunteers?" Sadly, there's no need. Plus, you have to be fingerprinted and pass a background check. Maybe they should ask Al. Do you guys, DBL Nation? Yes, Al. Do you remember this moment?
Oh, no.
Yep, let's see it.
All right, it's going great, but a little cold. Can we go inside, or like, what do you do when you get cold?
We just walk faster. Rain, sleet, snow, or hail.
You are the slowest mailman I've ever seen.
You were
dragging your feet.
Diligent.
Dude.
Making sure that I got the fake mail into the fake mailbox.
Talk about a tortoise. He was so slow,
I take
Jeff.
my job seriously, Jeff. Me and Cher, we taking this over.
Jeff, would you want him as a mailman? How slow he was, Jeff?
If I wasn't working on the show and I got to see Al's cute face walk up to my door every day, absolutely.
Not if he's that slow.
Jeff's got my back.
Oh, come on, Jeff, be real.
Rain, sleet, or snow, baby.
You would not want slowpoke Al Jackson delivering
I'd be
your
faster
mail.
than Cher.
We'll see. You don't know that. Why are you assuming Cher would be slow?
Because she went to Twitter instead of Google to ask that question. That's why I assumed that.
Google?
Yes. Can you volunteer at a post office? Should go to Google, not Twitter.
No, she should have directly tweeted to the source, and she did. So kudos.
No, she
to
didn't.
her.
She sent a general tweet, and it got nothing, as it shouldn't have.
Okay. Well, I do give you props for doing that, Al. Way to go.
Thank you.
So Chris Hemsworth wants to make sure we're all doing okay during the pandemic. The Thor actor recorded a motivational pep talk, and we're all here for it. Watch.
You're more than capable to take on the world, the whole world, by storm. Speaking of the world, did you know that it's a better place because you're in it? I mean, your mum brags about you all the time. Dogs love you. You're strong, you're confident, you're intelligent, you're charismatic, you're the total package. On a scale from 1 to 10, you are an 11. You make me want to be a better man. You're bloody brilliant.
I think he's just repeating things that people said to him last night. You know, like...
He's gorgeous.
Honestly, Jeff, does this ring hollow to you just because... If somebody's saying all those nice things, but they don't know you, it's like if I came up and I just went to a random shirt and just said, "Nice job on Monday." Like, what am I talking about? Well, you don't know me. Like, it doesn't mean as much than the person that like knows you.
What a hater.
Jeff, am I hating?
Listen, Al, I'm going to convince you the other way because it's just positive affirmation. If someone who doesn't know you on social media puts you down and makes fun of your family, that's going to affect you, right? That's going to affect you in a negative way. This is going to affect you in a positive way. It's the exact same thing. I have to fill my life with more positives than negatives. I dip my toes in social media. I check my DMs. People tell me they hate me and they hate my family. That brings me down. Hearing things like this, having positive affirmations in my life, listening to things like that, listening to positive things in the morning, I have to outweigh the pros and the negatives, and that's what makes me a more positive person.
Amen. He said it so well. Now, are you convinced?
No, I'm a comic. Being negative made me money. Okay.
Oh, that's funny. Coming up on DBL, we are talking with the founder of a running club that has improved the lives of countless people in LA's notorious Skid Row neighborhood. Don't miss this remarkable story of redemption and second chances coming up next.
Introducing the future.
Welcome back to DBL. By day, you'll find him in the courtroom sentencing some of LA's most dangerous criminals. By night, you'll find him running with residents of the city's infamous Skid Row. Earlier, Jeff caught up with the Honorable Judge Craig Mitchell to learn about his remarkable Skid Row running club. That's today's DBL Spotlight.
Those who run say there's a peace that comes over you as your feet strum the pavement. There's a clarity that takes over with each passing mile.
I do not run most often with music, so I'm alone with my thoughts, and it's really just a time to think and to be in your own head, so to speak.
Judge Craig Mitchell has been running for 25 years.
In court, we have an hour-and-a-half lunch, and I run almost every lunch. And it allows me to think of, what would be the appropriate sentence for this particular individual. Does this person need to go to prison? Do they need a second chance? I mean, it's so helpful in so many different aspects of my life.
9 years ago, a paroled inmate who the judge had previously sentenced to prison asked him to visit the mission he was staying at on Skid Row.
I mean, if you go down to Skid Row, what are you visually going to see? You're going to see literally hundreds, if not thousands, of people living in tents, living on the sidewalk, people at 2 o'clock in the afternoon passed out on the sidewalk. What are you going to see in the streets? You're going to see used needles. It's a very dangerous place. It's a place where I, in fact, do a lot of murder cases that come into my courtroom that take place on Skid Row.
During his visit, the judge was asked by mission organizers if there was anything he could do to help.
I knew how valuable running was in my own life and how therapeutic it was, and figured it would be a good, good activity for people in recovery.
The club runs 3 times a week, ranging in distance from 5 miles to a staggering 20 miles.
You know, initially, on a good day, I would have 2 to 3 runners join me. And, you know, slowly the word spread. And, you know, to fast forward to today, you know, on a good day, we'll have 40 runners out there.
Each runner brings with them his or her own hopes and dreams, as well as their own hurdles and demons. Over the years, the judge has seen countless stories of success from his runners, but also ones of heartbreak.
Modi is not running with us this morning. Yeah, major relapse. One of the things that this whole experience has made me understand in a way that I didn't before is how powerful drugs such as heroin and methamphetamine are. I don't think there's a more insidious substance out there.
Through it all, Judge Mitchell continues to run, and his group is thankful.
People who suffer from addiction, not much else is going on in your life. You will do anything to get high. And so the running club, you know, offers a community of people who understand one another's struggles, who support one another in the sobriety. If you eliminate the addiction, the blossoming that takes place is, you know, wonderful to behold.
The Honorable Judge Craig Mitchell, welcome to DBL. It's a pleasure to talk with you today. Now, I got to start off with this, Judge. I lived in LA for a long time, so I'm very familiar with Skid Row. In fact, I used to buy my suits 2 blocks away from there. But let's be honest, Judge, the majority of Californians are terrified of Skid Row. So I got to know, out of all the homeless areas in the city, why start a running club there?
You go where the need is. There are 3 major missions that service the homeless and addicted population. Midnight Mission, LA Mission, and Union Rescue. And that's where we primarily get our runners.
Judge, let me just address the homeless population in LA for a minute, because a friend of our show, Dr. Drew, is on top of this problem. A lot of people don't see this as a problem, but the homeless population is growing more and more every day. Can you speak to this?
It is, tragically. I mean, last year it was in the upper 50,000s. It's now probably mid 65,000 homeless people. And from my vantage point, you know, on the bench and then being down on Skid Row 3 times a week, I attribute it largely to the explosion of the use of methamphetamine. It is an insidious drug. It takes over people's lives. That's the real culprit in my view.
Judge, when it comes to the homeless, our society tends to have a very one-dimensional view of them, but you want people to understand they are so much more. Can you explain that?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, it's I think really a disservice to any human being to look at that person in a one-dimensional perspective. Everybody has a backstory. They have complexities, and that holds true for the homeless population. I know, you know, even before I started the running club, you look at someone who is sleeping on a sidewalk, who is dirty, who may have a needle hanging from their arm. That's the same person that a mother held in their arms when that child was born. That is the same person that went into an elementary school classroom, you know, all cleaned up with a smile on their face, eager to begin their life. And you know, I just refuse to, you know, not see the larger person.
Yeah, when you look at them like that, it's really hard not to care. I totally get what you're saying on that. But I've been fortunate enough, Judge, to travel all over the world. You take your runners on yearly trips to marathons all over the world. So why do you think it's an important part of your club to travel like that?
One, it's a huge inducement for the people to maintain their sobriety. I mean, if they know that they continue to run with us 3 times a week and they show up consistently, their entire trip overseas will be paid for. In fact, this past August, we just got back from Ecuador and the Galapagos Islands, where we spent 2 weeks and we ran a marathon in the Amazon jungle. And so, you know, to give them a real powerful incentive to continue to go to the 12-step meetings, to continue to go to the counseling sessions. You know, it all fits together to help a person sustain their sobriety.
It makes perfect sense to me, but I understand that's a long road to get to that finish line, kind of pun intended on this one. Judge Mitchell, thank you again so much. And for all of you looking to learn more about this remarkable club, you can watch the Skid Row Marathon documentary on Amazon. And if you want to help, visit the website skidrowrunningclub.com. Judge, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Jeff, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Keep up the great work. We'll be right back, everybody.
Hi, I'm Laura.
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for some sweet, sweet deals. Earlier, Steph showed Tori some amazing products at even better prices. Here's this week's DBL Deal Blast presented by MorningSave.com.
Tori, I'm here at home with some amazing products that are going to blow your minds, and deals are even better. This is the perfect luggage to keep things safe and secure. Now, it's the Headgren hard-sided spinner luggage. It's lightweight, polycarbonate construction, and it's got TSA-approved locks on there, look. It's got a trolley handle and spinner wheels. Now, normally, this is around $150 to $200, depending on what size you get, right? But we've got it from between $49 to a maximum of $69 for the biggest case that there is, which means you're saving 67%.
I love it.
Next, I've got something that's going to add a bit of music to your lifestyle. Check this out. This is the Sight Bluetooth speaker. It does come with a handle. Now, this speaker can travel with you anywhere. It's got a built-in microphone. Don't know if you can see these things here. For hands-free phone calling. And it really packs quite the punch because you can hear this up to 30 feet away, so music's no problem outdoors. It has 5 hours of battery life and it can recharge your phone. So normally this is $80, but right now it's only $19, which means you're saving 76%.
That is so good if you're cooking and you want to call your mom or dad to be like, I've burned the chicken, but you don't have a hand. That's what I'll be using.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Yeah, good, right? Okay, now, Tori, this is the M-Edge Tech Tote. Don't know if you can see this here. Whoa. Look at that. So, literally, this bag will allow you to charge multiple different devices while you're out and about on the go. It's got a removable shoulder strap, It's neoprene, and the battery provides up to, are you ready, 25 additional hours of charge for most smartphones and other devices, as you can see here. And also up to 8 hours on a tablet. How incredible is that? So normally this bag is $50, but guess what? We got it for $19.
What?
Which means you're saving 62%.
Oh my God, you know what I love? Not only the charging of it, because I always have the phone, but Steph, the neoprene, for me, I trash my bags. So I think that's such a smart material.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I can go rough on that.
Literally, it's amazing.
I like that.
Okay, last but not least, Tori, I've got everything you need for a good night's sleep. It's this, the Marquee by Waterford brushed cotton sheet set. And I love the feel of these 100% brushed cotton sheets. This 4-piece set includes a flat sheet, a fitted sheet, and 2 pillowcases, and it's available in blue, ivory, silver, or white, and it can come in queen or king size, so you can make it fit any bed in your house. Now, normally, this is $70 to $80, depending if you get the queen or king, but we've got it for $29, which means you're saving 64%, and you can't put a price on a good night's sleep,
You
Tori.
just can't. Go ahead and get your guys 2 or 3 sets of these so you could have it for a guest bedroom. You just have it in the closet. It's a brilliant idea at $29. Stephanie, fantastic job. Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone. Thank you so much, Steph. We'll be right back.
Thanks.
Promotional consideration is
Welcome back to DBL. All right, so Jeff is back. I have comments. Are you ready, Al? Because they have to do with you.
Uh-oh.
Cheyenne says, being a mail carrier is hard work. You got to watch out for vicious dogs, icy sidewalks, angry hornet nests. I give them all the credit. Jocelyn says, Al, sorry to hate, but you couldn't cut it as a mailman. And Veronica says, Al can deliver my mail any day.
Oh, there we go, Veronica. But yeah, you know, honestly, no, we did a whole shoot with the mail carrier. It's super hard. Driving the truck on the steering wheels on the other side, it's very difficult. My ex-father-in-law was a mail carrier for 35 years. I got love.
I got mad love, but you did not cut it. Sorry. Right, Jeff?
Give me another chance. I'd be better than Cher.
Bye, Jeff. DBL's due every day. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place.
Here's what we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
Former President Barack Obama issues a warning about democracy at the DNC.
Donald Trump hasn't grown into the job because he can't.
As President Trump responds in an all-caps tweet storm. What do you think, DBL Nation? A hot mic catches a broadcaster using a homophobic slur on the air.
I want to apologize.
He's now suspended. Was that the right punishment? At age 87, Carol Burnett is working to get legal guardianship of her grandson. The substance abuse issues her daughter is facing are causing the actress to take action. And a Los Angeles judge starts a running club for the homeless on Skid Row. How he's helping rebuild their lives one stride at a time.
It all fits together to help a person sustain their sobriety.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Thank you, Patty. Welcome to DBL. It is Thursday, August 20th. I'm Sam here with Al. How are
Sammy.
you?
I love it. Loving the yellow.
Thank you, sunshiny.
Exactly.
Thank
Brighten
you.
the place up a little bit.
Kiri,
We're
our
indoors.
wardrobe stylist, made me feel really sunshiny today. Jeff joining us from home. How are you, buddy?
Feel good, feel good.
We got a devil feel good. It's going to be a good
Yeah.
day. Okay, so big news today about Steve Bannon, the former top campaign aide for President Trump, is in hot water. We're going to tell you all about that in a minute. But first, we've got to talk about Kamala Harris. She made history last night accepting the Democratic nomination to be vice president. Here's some of what she said about one of the problems plaguing the nation: racism.
There is no vaccine for racism. We have got to do the work for George Floyd, for Breonna Taylor, for our children, and for all of us.
Now, another moment from last night that we want to talk a little bit about was Barack Obama. He broke with years of tradition, using his speech to go after the president. Watch.
For close to 4 years now, he has shown no interest in putting in the work, no interest in finding common ground, no interest in using the awesome power of his office to help anyone but himself and his friends. No interest in treating the presidency as anything but one more reality show that he can use to get the attention he craves. Donald Trump hasn't grown into the job because he can't.
Now, during his speech, the president actually hit back, tweeting in all caps, "He spied on my campaign." And why did he refuse to endorse Slow Joe until it was all over, and even then was very late? Okay, Al, what did you think of Obama going after the president, and what other moments stood out to you?
Well, as for Barack going after the president, I understand there's bad blood between them. It started with the birther situation that, led right up basically into his presidency, and then, him accusing him of spying on him. Who knows what happened there? We're not going to get into that. Let's talk about a positive that I took away from it. A couple things. Obviously, Billie Eilish did well, and I know you're going to talk about that. My issue is just what a great job Gabby Giffords did. I like that she's not being forgotten. If anybody has forgotten what happened to this woman, she was shot on a campaign stop, and she was shot by a deranged man. And I remember that story because there were certain people in Congress that had targets over their face for people that are anti-NRA, for her to be shot like that, but to still say that even though I don't speak well, I'm still going to make noise. I thought that was really inspiring.
It was really inspiring. Jeff, were there any moments last night that struck a chord with you?
Well, Sam, I don't know if you remember earlier in the week what I said, what I wanted to see out of this Democratic Party convention was no mudslinging, right? And I feel like it got into that a little bit yesterday. I don't think the Democrats need more reason to hate Donald Trump, right? I think they need to be more focused on convincing other people to come over to their party or vote for Joe Biden. That's what I want to see more of. I don't know politics at all, Sam. I've been very honest about that. But I do know reality TV. I do know casting. And when I talk to casting experts, they say, listen, if you're ever sending in a video that you want to be on a reality TV show, don't put your friends in the video. Don't have your friends tell me why you're awesome. You go on by yourself and you tell people why you're awesome. So I'm looking forward to hearing Joe Biden talk. I'm done with everyone else sticking up for him because that's what they have to do. I'm ready for Joe Biden to give his speech.
That's interesting. To your point, Jeff, because I always want to hear what DBL Nation has to say. And while a lot of you were thrilled to see Obama last night and applaud his speech, to Jeff's point, it turned many of our viewers off. So we have Gloria writing in saying Obama needs to go away. He had his chance and blew it big time. And Charles says Obama had 8 years to fix the problems they are blaming Trump for and couldn't fix it either. So I always want to bring in the other side there. To your point with Billie Eilish, that girl, and many of you now know her because she's a Grammy Award winner. I've always been a fan, but what I love about her is she's just made it about voting. If you go to her Instagram, by the way, 66 million followers on Instagram. She follows a big fat 0. So they all follow her. She doesn't follow anybody. And what she does with her platform is she's encouraging people to vote. So she doesn't get too in the weeds with who to vote for. She is more about get out there, vote. She provides links on how people can register to vote. And we'll see how much influence she has. We'll see if it's a big turnout for the youth. I predict it's going to be a very big turnout, not just because of her, but because a lot of those Parkland students
I was going to say the school shootings, they still resonate. I think the adults talk about that and move on. These kids lived in that personal nightmare every day and don't want that to continue. So they have a lot invested in this as well.
Yes, they do. But please continue to chime in, DBL Nation. So what are Republicans saying about all this? We just heard a few comments from some of our viewers. Here's what Jared Kushner said about the DNC last night on Fox News.
In the Democratic convention, I'm hearing a lot of lecturing moralists tell us about how things should be. But in President Trump and in this administration, we have a lot of doers. We have businessmen. We have people who are held accountable. If you don't make it, you get fired, like what happens in the real world. And President Trump demands results, and that's what he's been able to deliver.
All right. And again, I'm reading our comments. It's 50-50. We have many people saying it's time for Trump to leave office. He's caused a lot of harm. I'm paraphrasing. And then others saying that Trump is a doer, kind of echoing the sentiments of his son there. or son-in-law, I should say. All right, so let's move on to President Trump's former top campaign aide, Steve Bannon. He's been arrested in New York. He was charged this morning with fraud in a scheme to make more than $1 million from an online campaign to help build the border wall. He was arrested aboard this boat out of Long Island. Okay, so here you can see him actually on the boat prior to his arrest.
That's him getting a text saying you're about to be arrested in 2 minutes.
So true. Prosecutors say Bannon and 3 other defendants defrauded hundreds of thousands of donors under the false pretense that all of the money raised, more than $25 million, would be spent on construction of the wall. Now, I really dug deep into this because nothing irks me more and infuriates me more than when people take advantage of crowdfunding. We see it sometimes with like funds for
homeless, for sick children.
And what they did here is they claimed they would not take a dime, he and these his colleagues, that they would not take a dime from this, and they defrauded hundreds of thousands of people. He took $1 million. $1 million of that $25 million. That was just his cut, not counting his cohorts. Wow. Jeff, when you hear that, and President Trump has said that it was irresponsible and it was inappropriate, so President Trump is separating himself from Bannon, even though he once employed him, so who knows how much he really knew about that. But how does that make you feel, stealing from individuals, pulling on their heartstrings, or whatever they believe to be right? And of course, this is all alleged.
Take politics out of this, Sam, and kind of use this as a jump-off point to other things, right? We all are familiar with crowdfunding and things like that. With why can't I think of the website that does that?
GoFundMe.
My mind just went blank. GoFundMe. What an idiot I am. Anyways, so everyone, I'm very hesitant to give money to other parties on a GoFundMe because I don't know where that money goes, right? It's not that I don't want to help you. It's not that I don't want to help the little kids that are sitting outside the grocery store saying we need new jerseys. Do you need new jerseys? Because if you do, I'm going to help you buy them. But if you're going to put it in somebody's pocket, I'm a little hesitant for that, right? So I'm always hesitant where I put my money. And stealing really, really irks me. Really irks me. I don't understand people that steal. And I could go on and on about other things about that, but this is just one of the reasons why I think a lot of people are hesitant about it.
And Jeff, just to put a button on what you're saying, what you and Sam are saying are two sides to the same coin. It's about stirring your emotions. Some people get emotional for sick children, for animals that are in need, the cancer research, things like that. Other people are emotional about immigration. And either way, there's always somebody there that'll take that emotion and try and capitalize on it financially. So you need to be really careful about where your money's going, and it's sad because there are people that really do need that money.
They do.
That $2,500 really would be life-changing, but people like Jeff, good people, are going to hesitate.
I know, and that's what concerns me most about all of it. So a TV announcer for the Cincinnati Reds baseball team has been suspended. During last night's game, Tom Brenneman was caught on a hot mic using an anti-gay slur, saying, quote, one of the bleep capitals of the world. He did apologize later in the game. Watch.
I pride myself and think of myself as a man of faith. As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be a home run. I don't know if I'm going to be putting on this headset again. I don't know if it's going to be for the Reds. I don't know if it's going to be for my bosses at Fox. I want to apologize.
I guess that baseball player is not the only person going home. They fired him mid-show.
Good one. The Reds released a statement saying the organization is devastated by the horrific homophobic remark and apologized to the LGBTQ plus community. Pitcher Matt Bowman also apologized, tweeting, good for him. He says, I'm so sorry for the way you were marginalized tonight. There will always be a place for you in the baseball community. You know what? We talk about cancel culture. We talk about people losing their jobs. This man is not an 18-year-old. This man is full grown. How dare he? And then say he's a man of faith. How hypocritical, considering the slur that you used and the way it just flippantly came off your tongue. He should be fired, in my book. Right. And I rarely say that.
And I like the way the athletes responded, though, Sam. Yep. That's what I'm taking to Jeff. You play college sports. Did you see a shift in the dynamics in terms of, like, the locker room?
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen a shift in culture. I've seen a shift in myself, even in the last 10 years, Al. I'm not too proud, I'm not proud to say, but I've thrown around remarks like that 10 years ago, and I've learned the hard way. I've lost some jobs from things I've said in the past, too. It's a new day, right? So like you said, Sam, I'm very against cancel culture, but if you're throwing around terms like that now and you don't know what you're saying, again, I'm being a hypocrite right now saying that. But I mean, I don't know if this guy is going to put the headsets back on ever again.
Yeah. Well, great first block, everybody.
It was awesome.
I know. It was awesome.
It was really good. No, so I don't know if Jeff is a hypocrite. I think you're allowed to learn in this life. We're on this planet for a long time.
I'm glad you said that. Jeff is somebody that constantly looks at himself, is self-aware, and just wants to be the best person he can, the best husband, the best co-host. So Jeff, please don't lump yourself in with other people that constantly defend their ego when you are probably the most egoless person that I know.
I've never met an adult that hadn't said something they regretted.
Amen.
Never.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
We appreciate you,
Love
Jeff.
you, buddy.
Okay, so Jeff, stick around. Coming up on DBL, our medical expert, Dr. Payal Kohli, returns to clear up more coronavirus confusion, plus running for redemption. We'll show you how a unique athletic program is transforming the lives of people on Skid Row in LA.
This is
DBL, our favorite medical expert, Dr. Payal Kohli, stopped by earlier today. Tori Shulman and I were lucky enough to ask her about new research that focuses on children's roles in today's pandemic. Here's what she had to say.
Welcome, doctor. Today we're going to talk about kids. So there's new research saying kids are playing a huge role in the spread of COVID-19. Not the best news to hear as schools reopen. So doc, why are kids such super spreaders, and are daycares and classrooms to blame?
So, Tori, there's many reasons why kids could be these silent spreaders. So, studies have shown us that kids can have 10 to 100 times the viral load of this virus in their noses and mouths as compared to adults. And we also all know that kids are notorious for being germ factories, so their hygiene is not always the best. And so if they've got a lot of virus, they can easily spread it. Detection in kids is the second challenge, and that's because kids tend to be largely asymptomatic or have very minimal symptoms, and testing is also way behind in kids. So part of containing the outbreaks means to find it, and with kids, the challenge is in finding it.
Wow.
And then finally, as you pointed out, as daycares and schools open, kids start to get together, they have poor hygiene, we don't even know that they're sick. the likelihood of the spreading increases.
That's a perfect storm right there.
Yeah, let me summarize for the doctor. Kids are gross.
Yeah, kids are
okay?
disgusting.
They are.
Little
Look,
germ
I put 3
monsters.
kids through school. They touch everything. They don't care. They don't wash their
Really?
hands.
Ugh.
Yes, it's okay. That's why they're all sick all
the
through
time.
nursery school.
Oh,
my
God.
goodness,
Okay.
yes. All right, so Doc, we know that class has not been in session for, that long, but how's the data starting to shake out? What are we starting to see?
So, Al, we have received some data from the first 2 weeks of August, and unfortunately, it's not great news. So we've seen a 24% increase nationally in cases in kids, and we're seeing a high rate of positivity in kids as well. So some states are reporting up to 18% positivity, which means that 1 out of every 5 test that's done in kids is coming back positive, and that's really high. But if you look at the map, it's a very interesting geographic pattern, and most of the positivity is occurring in the South and the West and states like Alaska and Hawaii. And we're seeing that the East Coast has been relatively protected, which has been surprising.
Wow, that is interesting. Dr. Coley, some parents are writing in saying their kids are struggling to keep their masks on. They're germ monsters and they're like fiddlers, right? So do you have any, not fiddlers, but fiddlers, do you have any advice for them?
Yes, tell your little germ monsters and fiddlers that the mask not only protects others, but it also protects them. So you have to figure out how to incorporate it into their culture, like we've talked about before. So games are a great way to do it. So you can make it part of a superhero costume. You can put it on their stuffed animals. You can tell bedtime stories with it. You can also have the child choose their own mask or decorate it so that they're a little more attached to it. And then pediatricians say that if all else fails, then come and talk to your doctor about whether a face shield might be a good alternative to the mask.
You could also just tell them they won't be able to download an app that day.
I feel like that would work.
That would work on my kids. Like they would, what? I can't download Duck Life Space? Yes.
Yeah, that's hard to get kids to listen to that, but to say I'm going to take something away.
Yes,
you got
that works. Threats, parents, threats.
Or reward them, Al. Let's be positive. Let's reward them for good behavior.
I won't threaten you. That's
them. The positive is he's not going to threaten you. That's exactly right. Thank you so much, Dr. Coley. Some really good advice for parents and grandparents out there. We'll be right back. Thanks again.
It's only a matter of time.
Welcome back to DBL. Teachers are demanding more be done to keep them safe from coronavirus. Some are even protesting. The American Federation of Teachers is calling for a safety strike if they are not protected. Meantime, Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti followed through with his threat to cut power to house parties. He cut the electricity to a home reportedly being rented by TikTok star Bryce Hall. He threw himself a 21st birthday party last Friday, according to TMZ. Oh my gosh. Wow.
They're young.
Yeah.
They're young, you know. What do you it's so hard to tell a 21-year-old not to be 21. You feel invincible. You feel like the world is all in front of you. You feel like older people are making a bigger deal of it than this is. And it's hard as we sit here in our 40s and look back and think about like what 21-year-old Al would have been in there.
Totally. 21-year-old Sam would have been in there too, but
Yeah.
I would hope that an adult like the mayor would do something to protect myself and my peers and then my fellow citizens. So if that means cutting off the power, I'm all for it too. Jeff, what do you make about the teachers? You know, this is coming from my mom, a 4th grade teacher. I want our teachers to be protected.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough spot, Sam. I mean, what can you say? I want them protected too. Everyone wants them protected. But at the same time, some people need to get back to work because how could you not work for 4, 5, 6 months on end, right? So I don't know the answer to it, Sam. I mean, it's a tough position to be in for teachers, for parents wanting to send their kids to school. It's tough all around, and I really don't know the answer.
No, and I'm there with you, and you being a former teacher, but at least having proper PPE. They're not even given knowledge about it.
They stopped paying for teachers just in-class stuff, you know, to just decorate your classroom. So good luck on the PPE.
Wow. Yeah, and that's coming from a former teacher right there. So coming up on DBL, we are highlighting a running club unlike any other, how it's literally changing the lives of Los Angeles' most vulnerable population. That is still ahead.
Promotional consideration is
Welcome back to DBL. We are getting comments about that house party. Yes, we are. Okay, let me find it. Sorry, it's a little slow internet in this studio. And it's still checking for mail. And we have 20 seconds.
But
okay. DBL Nation does not like the idea of the house party. I'm paraphrasing.
I would like them to go back and ask their 21-year-old selves if they would have gotten that invite, would they have gone? Honestly, I'm sure some would have, but some wouldn't have.
Yeah, Stan, in fact, says, I finally got the comments. Those kids are putting everyone in danger.
Yes, they are.
Thank you, Arash, our producer. Sorry about that. Here's what's coming up on DBL, a family crisis for Carol Burnett. And meet the judge who started a running program to help the homeless. DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
Live, we're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Al. Jeff joining us from home. Let's get right to it. So, Carol Burnett, this is a sad story, but I do really, I'm inspired by her advocacy for her family. So she is seeking guardianship of her 14-year-old grandson. The 87-year-old comedian is asking the court that she and her husband become temporary guardians of their grandson, Dylan. Carol says her daughter, Erin Hamilton, has struggled with substance abuse and addiction since Dylan was born and has been in and out of rehab 8 times over the past 19 years. Carol's other daughter, Carrie Hamilton, also struggled with drug addiction as a teen. She died from complications due to lung cancer in 2002. Wow. Al, what do you make of her wanting to be the legal guardian at her age, the grandmother, and considering this history of addiction within her own family?
Well, you know, Sam, anytime we do a story about a celebrity, we'll get comments like, oh, you know, they're rich, they'll figure it out. I think this story is one that we won't get those comments because it hits so close to home for so many people. The plague that opioids have been on this country have wiped out really almost, you know, a large population of young parents. Who's up next? The grandparents. We have a lot of people in their early, mid-60s, early 70s raising toddlers, Sam. So this is unfortunately not that uncommon, and we need to do something about the opioid problem, but in the same time, figuring out something. Yes.
Addiction in general.
Figuring out a way to get these people help as well, because I couldn't imagine. I'm tired now at 43. I don't know how people do it.
I don't know how they would either, Jeff. I mean, you have 2 little ones. I have 2 little ones. I can't imagine, to Al's point, being twice my age and having to do that. But, you know, credit to her.
I mean, this is a last resort, right, Sam? Nobody wants this. I'm sure Carol Burnett doesn't even want this. But if people didn't love her enough already, they're going to love her even more. At 87 years old, trying to be a mother, I'm 42 and my wife's 8 years younger than me. We can't keep up with our kids, you know? So at 87, it's a lot tougher road. But Sam, I want to throw it back into your court because this is kind of your expertise area, having worked with Dr. Drew in addiction on all those years.
Yeah, I think, you know, listen, addiction does not discriminate. So, you know, Al mentioned that, you know, we in the past and maybe even now we'll get comments saying, oh, you know, she can afford to send her to rehab again. And there seems to be some sort of leniency when it comes to people of wealth or celebrities when they also succumb to addiction. Well, again, it doesn't discriminate. And the only advice I would give is Al-Anon. Al-Anon is something that I, you know, went to for years. So if you have addiction in your family, if you can go to Al-Anon, you also will practice the 12 steps and you will also learn how to self-govern and not empower, or I should say rather not empower, but enable that person. It's a lifesaver. So that's the only thing that the only advice I can offer.
And really quickly, tell everybody what Al-Anon is.
So Al-Anon is a support group, just like the 12 steps with AA, but it's for people that are codependent and they are also surrounded by addiction. So again, to any of our viewers out there, it is also a lifesaver for you. So we've all been hearing about cuts to the U.S. Postal Service, but now Cher wants to lend a hand. That's right. The singing legend inquired about volunteering at her local post office. Yesterday, Cher tweeted, "Can people volunteer at the post office?" After no response, she took matters into her own hands, writing that she spoke to a supervisor and said, "Hi, this is Cher. Do you accept volunteers?" Sadly, there's no need. Plus, you have to be fingerprinted and pass a background check. Maybe they should ask Al. Do you guys, DBL Nation? Yes, Al. Do you remember this moment?
Oh, no.
Yep, let's see it.
All right, it's going great, but a little cold. Can we go inside, or like, what do you do when you get a cold?
We just walk faster. Rain, sleet, snow, or hell.
You are the slowest mailman I've ever seen.
You were thorough.
You were dragging your feet.
Diligent.
Dude.
Making sure that I got the fake mail into the fake mailbox.
Talk about a tortoise. He was so slow,
I take
Jeff.
my job seriously, Jeff. Me and Cher, we taking this over.
Jeff, would you want him as a mailman? How slow he was, Jeff?
If I wasn't working on the show and I got to see Al's cute face walk up to my door every day, absolutely.
See?
Not if he's that
Jeff's
slow.
got my back.
Oh, come on, Jeff. Be real.
Rain, sleet, or snow, baby.
You would not want slowpoke Al Jackson delivering
I'd be
your
faster
mail.
than Cher.
We'll see. You don't know that. Why are you assuming Cher would be slow?
Because she went to Twitter instead of Google to ask that question. That's why I assumed that.
Google?
Yes. Can you volunteer at a post office? Should go to Google, not Twitter.
No, she should have directly tweeted to the source, and she did. So kudos
No, she
to
didn't.
her.
She sent a general tweet, and it got nothing, as it shouldn't have.
Okay. Well, I do give you props for doing that, Al. Way to go.
Thank you.
So Chris Hemsworth wants to make sure we're all doing okay during the pandemic. The Thor actor recorded a motivational pep talk, and we're all here for it. Watch.
You're more than capable to take on the world, the whole world, by storm. Speaking of the world, did you know that it's a better place because you're in it? I mean, your mum brags about you all the time. Dogs love you. You're strong, you're confident, you're intelligent, you're charismatic, you're the total package. On a scale from 1 to 10, you are an 11. You make me want to be a better man. You're bloody brilliant.
I think he's just repeating things that people said to him last night. You know, like
he's gorgeous.
Honestly, Jeff, does this ring hollow to you just because if somebody's saying all those nice things but they don't know you? It's like if I came up and I just went to a random church and just said, "Nice job on Monday." Like, what am I talking about? Well, you don't know me? Like, it doesn't mean as much than the person that, like, knows you.
What a hater.
Jeff, am I hating?
Listen, Al, I'm going to convince you the other way because it's just positive affirmation. If someone who doesn't know you on social media puts you down and makes fun of your family, that's going to affect you, right? That's going to affect you in a negative way. This is going to affect you in a positive way. It's the exact same thing. I have to fill my life with more positives than negatives. I dip my toes in social media. I check my DMs. People tell me they hate me and they hate my family. That brings me down. Hearing things like this, having positive affirmations in my life, listening to things like that, listening to positive things in the morning, I have to outweigh the pros and the negatives, and that's what makes me a more positive person.
Amen. He said it so well. Now, are you convinced?
No, I'm a comic. Being negative made me money. Okay.
Oh, that's funny. funny. Coming up on DBL, we are talking with the founder of a running club that has improved the lives of countless people in LA's notorious Skid Row neighborhood. Don't miss this remarkable story of redemption and second chances coming up next.
Introducing the
Welcome back to DBL. By day, you'll find him in the courtroom sentencing some of LA's most dangerous criminals. By night, you'll find him running with residents of the city's infamous Skid Row. Earlier, Jeff caught up with the Honorable Judge Craig Mitchell to learn about his remarkable Skid Row running club. That's today's DBL Spotlight.
Those who run say there's a peace that comes over you as your feet strum the pavement. There's a clarity that takes over with each passing mile.
I do not run most often with music, so I'm alone with my thoughts, and it's really just a time to think and to be in your own head, so to speak.
Judge Craig Mitchell has been running for 25 years.
In court, we have an hour-and-a-half lunch, and I run almost every lunch. And it allows me to think of, what would be the appropriate sentence for this particular individual? Does this person need to go to prison? Do they need a second chance? I mean, it's so helpful in so many different aspects of my life.
9 years ago, a paroled inmate who the judge had previously sentenced to prison asked him to visit the mission he was staying at on Skid Row.
I mean, if you go down to Skid Row, what are you visually going to see? You're going to see literally hundreds, if not thousands, of people living in tents, living on the sidewalk, people at 2 o'clock in the afternoon passed out on the sidewalk. What are you going to see in the streets? You're going to see used needles. It's a very dangerous place. It's a place where I, in fact, do a lot of murder cases that come into my courtroom that take place on Skid Row.
During his visit, the judge was asked by mission organizers if there was anything he could do to help.
I knew how valuable running was in my own life and how therapeutic it was, and figured it would be a good activity for people in recovery.
The club runs 3 times a week, ranging in distance from 5 miles to a staggering 20 miles.
You know, initially, on a good day, I would have 2 to 3 runners join me. And, you know, slowly the word spread. And, you know, to fast forward to today, you know, on a good day, we'll have 40 runners out there.
Each runner brings with them his or her own hopes and dreams, as well as their own hurdles and demons. Over the years, the judge has seen countless stories of success from his runners, but also ones of heartbreak.
Modi is not running with us this morning. Yeah, major relapse. One of the things that this whole experience has made me understand in a way that I didn't before is how powerful drugs such as heroin and methamphetamine are. I don't think there's a more insidious substance out there.
Through it all, Judge Mitchell continues to run, and his group is thankful.
People who suffer from addiction, not much else is going on in your life. You will do anything to get high. And so the running club, you know, offers a community of people who understand one another's struggles, who support one another in the sobriety. If you eliminate the addiction, the blossoming that takes place is, you know, wonderful to behold.
The Honorable Judge Craig Mitchell, welcome to DBL. It's a pleasure to talk with you today. Now, I got to start off with this, Judge. I lived in LA for a long time, so I'm very familiar with Skid Row. In fact, I used to buy my suits 2 blocks away from there. But let's be honest, Judge, the majority of Californians are terrified of Skid Row. So I got to know, out of all the homeless areas in the city, why start a running club there?
You go where the need is. There are 3 major missions that service the homeless and addicted population. Midnight Mission, LA Mission, and Union Rescue. And that's where we primarily get our runners.
Judge, let me just address the homeless population in LA for a minute, because a friend of our show, Dr. Drew, is on top of this problem. A lot of people don't see this as a problem, but the homeless population is growing more and more every day. Can you speak to this?
It is, tragically. I mean, last year it was in the upper 50,000s. It's now probably mid 65,000 homeless people. And from my vantage point, you know, on the bench and then being down on Skid Row 3 times a week, I attribute it largely to the explosion of the use of methamphetamine. It is an insidious drug. It takes over people's lives. That's the real culprit in my view.
Judge, when it comes to the homeless, our society tends to have a very one-dimensional view of them, but you want people to understand they are so much more. Can you explain that?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, it's I think really a disservice to any human being to look at that person in a one-dimensional perspective. Everybody has a backstory. They have complexities, and that holds true for the homeless population. I know, you know, even before I started the running club, you look at someone who is sleeping on a sidewalk, who is dirty, who may have a needle hanging from their arm. That's the same person that a mother held in their arms when that child was born. That is the same person that went into an elementary school classroom, you know, all cleaned up with a smile on their face, eager to begin their life. And you know, I just refuse to, you know, not see the larger person.
Yeah, when you look at them like that, it's really hard not to care. I totally get what you're saying on that. But I've been fortunate enough, Judge, to travel all over the world. You take your runners on yearly trips to marathons all over the world. So why do you think it's an important part of your club to travel like that?
One, it's a huge inducement for the people to maintain their sobriety. I mean, if they know that they continue to run with us 3 times a week and they show up consistently, their entire trip overseas will be paid for. In fact, this past August, we just got back from Ecuador and the Galapagos Islands, where we spent 2 weeks and we ran a marathon in the Amazon jungle. And so, you know, to give them a real powerful incentive to continue to go to the 12-step meetings, to continue to go to the counseling sessions. You know, it all fits together to help a person sustain their sobriety.
It makes perfect sense to me, but I understand that's a long road to get to that finish line, kind of pun intended on this one. Judge Mitchell, thank you again so much. And for all of you looking to learn more about this remarkable club, you can watch the Skid Row Marathon documentary on Amazon. And if you want to help, visit the website skidrowrunningclub.com. Judge, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Jeff, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Keep up the great work. We'll be right back, everybody.
Hi.
Now.
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for some sweet, sweet deals. Earlier, Steph showed Tori some amazing products at even better prices. Here's this week's DBL Deal Blast presented by MorningSave.com.
Tori, I'm here at home with some amazing products that are going to blow your minds, and deals are even better. This is the perfect luggage to keep things safe and secure. Now, it's the Hedgren hard-sided spinner luggage. It's lightweight, polycarbonate construction, and it's got TSA-approved locks on there, look. It's got a trolley handle and spinner wheels. Now, normally, this is around $150 to $200, depending on what size you get, right? But we've got it from between $49 to a maximum of $69 for the biggest case that there is, which means you're saving 67%.
I love it.
Next, I've got something that's going to add a bit of music to your lifestyle. Check this out. This is the Sight Bluetooth speaker. It does come with a handle. Now, this speaker can travel with you anywhere. It's got a built-in microphone.
Ooh.
I don't know if you can see these things here. For hands-free phone calling. And it really packs quite the punch because you can hear this up to 30 feet away. Ooh. So music's no problem outdoors. It has 5 hours of battery life and it can recharge your phone. So normally this is $80, but right now it's only $19, which means you're saving 76%.
That is so good if you're cooking and you want to call your mom or dad to be like, I've burned the chicken, but you don't have a hand. That's what I'll be using.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Yeah, good, right? Okay, now, Tori, this is the M-Edge Tech Tote. Don't know if you can see this here.
Whoa.
Look at that. So, literally, this bag will allow you to charge multiple different devices while you're out and about on the go. It's got a removable shoulder strap. It's neoprene, and the battery provides up to, are you ready, 25 additional hours of charge for most smartphones and other devices, as you can see here. And also up to 8 hours on a tablet. How incredible is that? So normally this bag is $50, but guess what? We got it for $19.
What?
Which means you're saving 62%.
Oh my God, you know what I love? Not only the charging of it, because I always have the phone, but Steph, the neoprene, for me, I trash my bags. So I think that's such a smart material.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I can go rough on
Literally,
that.
it's amazing.
I like that.
Okay, last but not least, Tori, I've got everything you need for a good night's sleep. It's this, the Marquee by Waterford brushed cotton sheet set. And I love the feel of these 100% brushed cotton sheets. This 4-piece set includes a flat sheet, a fitted sheet, and 2 pillowcases, and it's available in blue, ivory, silver, or white, and it can come in queen or king size, so you can make it fit any bed in your house. Now, normally, this is $70 to $80, depending if you get the queen or king, but we've got it for $29, which means you're saving 64%, and you can't put a price on a good night's sleep,
You
Tori.
just can't. Go ahead and get you guys 2 or 3 sets of these so you could have it for a guest bedroom. You just have it in the closet. It's a brilliant idea at $29. Stephanie, fantastic job. Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone. Thank you so much, Steph. We'll be right back.
Thanks.
Promotional consideration is brought to you.
All right, so Jeff is back. I have comments. Are you ready, Al? Because
I
they have
am
to do
ready.
with you.
Uh-oh.
Cheyenne says, being a mail carrier is hard work. You got to watch out for vicious dogs, icy sidewalks, angry hornet nests. I give them all the credit. Jocelyn says, Al, sorry to hate, but you couldn't cut it as a mailman. And Veronica says, Al can deliver my mail any day.
Oh, there we go, Veronica. But yeah, you know, honestly, no, we did a whole shoot with the mail carrier. It's super hard. Driving the truck on the steering wheels on the other side, it's very difficult. My ex-father-in-law was a mail carrier for 35 years. I got love.
I got mad love, but you did not cut it. Sorry. Right, Jeff?
Give me another chance. I'd be better than Cher.
Bye, Jeff. DBL's due every day. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place.
Talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
Former President Barack Obama issues a warning about democracy at the DNC.
Donald Trump hasn't grown into the job because he can't.
As President Trump responds in an all-caps tweet storm. What do you think, DBL Nation? A hot mic catches a broadcaster using a homophobic slur on the air.
I want to apologize.
He's now suspended. Was that the right punishment? At age 87, Carol Burnett is working to get legal guardianship of her grandson. The substance abuse issues her daughter is facing are causing the actress to take action. And a Los Angeles judge starts a running club for the homeless on Skid Row. How he's helping rebuild their lives one stride at a time.
It all fits together to help a person sustain their sobriety.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Thank you, Patty. Welcome to DBL. It is Thursday, August 20th. I'm Sam here with Al. How are
Sammy.
you?
I love it. Loving the yellow.
Thank you, sunshiny.
Exactly.
Thank
Brighten
you.
the place up a little bit.
Kiri, our
indoors.
wardrobe stylist, made me feel really sunshiny today. Jeff joining us from home. How are you, buddy?
Feel good, feel good.
We got a devil feel good. It's going to be a good
Yeah.
day. Okay, so big news today about Steve Bannon, the former top campaign aide for President Trump, is in hot water. We're going to tell you all about that in a minute. But first, we've got to talk about Kamala Harris. She made history last night accepting the Democratic nomination to be vice president. Here's some of what she said about one of the problems plaguing the nation: racism.
There is no vaccine for racism. We've got to do the work for George Floyd, for Breonna Taylor, for our children, and for all of us.
Now, another moment from last night that we want to talk a little bit about was Barack Obama. He broke with years of tradition, using his speech to go after the president. Watch.
For close to 4 years now, he has shown no interest in putting in the work, no interest in finding common ground, no interest in using the awesome power of his office to help anyone but himself and his friends. No interest in treating the presidency as anything but one more reality show that he can use to get the attention he craves. Donald Trump hasn't grown into the job because he can't.
Now, during his speech, the president actually hit back, tweeting in all caps, "He spied on my campaign." And why did he refuse to endorse Slow Joe until it was all over, and even then was very late? Okay, Al, what did you think of Obama going after the president, and what other moments stood out to you?
Well, as for Barack going after the president, I understand there's bad blood between them. It started with the birther situation that, led right up basically into his presidency, and then, him accusing him of spying on him. Who knows what happened there? We're not going to get into that. Let's talk about a positive that I took away from it. A couple things. Obviously, Billie Eilish did well, and I know you're going to talk about that. My issue is just what a great job Gabby Giffords did. I like that she's not being forgotten. If anybody has forgotten what happened to this woman, she was shot on a campaign stop, and she was shot by a deranged man. And I remember that story because there were certain people in Congress that had targets over their face for people that are anti-NRA, for her to be shot like that, but to still say that even though I don't speak well, I'm still going to make noise. I thought that was really inspiring.
It was really inspiring. Jeff, were there any moments last night that struck a chord with you?
Well, Sam, I don't know if you remember earlier in the week what I said, what I wanted to see out of this Democratic Party convention was no mudslinging, right? And I feel like it got into that a little bit yesterday. I don't think the Democrats need more reason to hate Donald Trump, right? I think they need to be more focused on convincing other people to come over to their party or vote for Joe Biden. That's what I want to see more of. I don't know politics at all, Sam. I've been very honest about that. But I do know reality TV. I do know casting. And when I talk to casting experts, they say, listen, if you're ever sending in a video that you want to be on a reality TV show, don't put your friends in the video. Don't have your friends tell me why you're awesome. You go on by yourself and you tell people why you're awesome. So I'm looking forward to hearing Joe Biden talk. I'm done with everyone else sticking up for him because that's what they have to do. I'm ready for Joe Biden to give his speech.
That's interesting. To your point, Jeff, because I always want to hear what DBL Nation has to say. And while a lot of you were thrilled to see Obama last night and applaud his speech, to Jeff's point, it turned many of our viewers off. So we have Gloria writing in saying Obama needs to go away. He had his chance and blew it big time. And Charles says Obama, had 8 years to fix the problems they are blaming Trump for and couldn't fix it either. So I always want to bring in the other side there. To your point with Billie Eilish, that girl, and many of you now know her because she's a Grammy Award winner. I've always been a fan, but what I love about her is she's just made it about voting. If you go to her Instagram, by the way, 66 million followers on Instagram. She follows a big fat 0. So they all follow her. She doesn't follow anybody. And what she does with her platform is she's encouraging people to vote. So she doesn't get too in the weeds with who to vote for. She is more about get out there, vote. She provides links on how people can register to vote. And we'll see how much influence she has. We'll see if it's a big turnout for the youth. I predict it's going to be a very big turnout, not just because of her, but because a lot of those Parkland students.
I was going to say the school shootings, they still resonate.
They're living
I think the adults talk about that and move on. These kids lived in that personal nightmare every day and don't want that to continue. So they have a lot invested in this as well.
Yes, they do. But please continue to chime in, DBL Nation. So what are Republicans saying about all this? We just heard a few comments from some of our viewers. Here's what Jared Kushner said about the DNC last night on Fox News.
In the Democratic convention, I'm hearing a lot of lecturing moralists tell us about how things should be. But in President Trump and in this administration, we have a lot of doers. We have businessmen. We have people who are held accountable. If you don't make it, you get fired, like what happens in the real world. And President Trump demands results, and that's what he's been able to deliver.
All right. And again, I'm reading our comments. It's 50-50. We have many people saying it's time for Trump to leave office. He's caused a lot of harm. I'm paraphrasing. And then others saying that Trump is a doer, kind of echoing the sentiments of his son there. or son-in-law, I should say. All right, so let's move on to President Trump's former top campaign aide, Steve Bannon. He's been arrested in New York. He was charged this morning with fraud in a scheme to make more than $1 million from an online campaign to help build the border wall. He was arrested aboard this boat out of Long Island. Okay, so here you can see him actually on the boat prior to his arrest.
That's him getting the text saying you're about to be arrested in 2 minutes.
So true. Prosecutors
Drink up, buddy.
Prosecutors say Bannon and 3 other defendants defrauded hundreds of thousands of donors under the false pretense that all of the money raised, more than $25 million, would be spent on construction of the wall. Now, I really dug deep into this because nothing irks me more and infuriates me more than when people take advantage of crowdfunding. We see it sometimes with
like
funds for
homeless, for sick children.
And what they did here is they claimed they would not take a dime, he and these his colleagues, that they would not take a dime from this, and they defrauded hundreds of thousands of people. He took $1 million. $1 million of that $25 million. That was just his cut, not counting his cohorts. Wow. Jeff, when you hear that, and President Trump has said that it was irresponsible and it was inappropriate, so President Trump is separating himself from Bannon, even though he once employed him, so who knows how much he really knew about that. But how does that make you feel, stealing from individuals, pulling on their heartstrings, or whatever they believe to be right? And of course, this is all alleged.
Take politics out of this, Sam, and kind of use this as a jump-off point to other things, right? We all are familiar with crowdfunding and things like that with, why can't I think of the website that does that?
GoFundMe?
My mind just went blank. GoFundMe, what an idiot I am. Anyways, so everyone, I'm very hesitant to give money to other parties on a GoFundMe because I don't know where that money goes, right? It's not that I don't want to help you. It's not that I don't want to help the little kids that are sitting outside the grocery store saying we need new jerseys. Do you need new jerseys? Because if you do, I'm going to help you buy them. But if you're going to put it in somebody's pocket, I'm a little hesitant for that, right? So I'm always hesitant where I put my money. And stealing really, really irks me. Really irks me. I don't understand people that steal. And I could go on and on about other things about that, but this is just one of the reasons why I think a lot of people are hesitant about it.
And Jeff, just to put a button on what you're saying, what you and Sam are saying are two sides to the same coin. It's about stirring your emotions. Some people get emotional for sick children, for animals that are in need, the cancer research, things like that. Other people are emotional about immigration. And either way, there's always somebody there that'll take that emotion and try and capitalize on it financially. So you need to be really careful about where your money's going, and it's sad because there are people that really do need that money.
They do.
That $2,500 really would be life-changing, but people like Jeff, good people, are going to hesitate.
I know, and that's what concerns me most about all of it. So a TV announcer for the Cincinnati Reds baseball team has been suspended. During last night's game, Tom Brenneman was caught on a hot mic using an anti-gay slur, saying, quote, one of the bleep capitals of the world. He did apologize later in the game. Watch.
I pride myself and think of myself as a man of faith. As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be a home run. I don't know if I'm going to be putting on this headset again. I don't know if it's going to be for the Reds. I don't know if it's going to be for my bosses at Fox. I'm going to apologize.
I guess that baseball player is not the only person going home. They fired him mid-show.
Good one. The Reds released a statement saying the organization is devastated by the horrific homophobic remark and apologized to the LGBTQ+ community. Pitcher Matt Bowman also apologized, tweeting, good for him. He says, I'm so sorry for the way you were marginalized tonight. There will always be a place for you in the baseball community. You know what? We talk about cancel culture. We talk about people losing their jobs. This man is not an 18-year-old. This man is full grown. How dare he? And then say he's a man of faith. How hypocritical, considering the slur that you used and the way it just flippantly came off your tongue. He should be fired, in my book. Right. And I rarely say that.
And I like the way the athletes responded, though, Sam. Yep. That's what I'm taking to Jeff. You play college sports. Did you see a shift in the dynamics in terms of, like, the locker room?
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen a shift in culture. I've seen a shift in myself, even in the last 10 years, Al. I'm not too proud, I'm not proud to say, but I've thrown around remarks like that 10 years ago, and I've learned the hard way. I've lost some jobs from things I've said in the past, too. It's a new day, right? So like you said, Sam, I'm very against cancel culture, but if you're throwing around terms like that now and you don't know what you're saying, again, I'm being a hypocrite right now saying that. But I mean, I don't know if this guy is going to put the headsets back on ever again.
Yeah. Well, great first block, everybody.
It was awesome.
I know. It was awesome.
It was really good. And also, I don't know if Jeff is a hypocrite. I think you're allowed to learn in this life. We're on this planet for a long time.
I'm glad you said that. Jeff is somebody that constantly looks at himself, is self-aware, and just wants to be the best person he can, the best husband, the best co-host. So, Jeff, please don't lump yourself in with other people that constantly defend their ego when you are probably the most egoless person that I know.
I've never met an adult that hadn't said something they regretted.
Amen.
Never.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
We appreciate you,
Love
Jeff.
you, buddy.
Okay, so Jeff, stick around. Coming up on DBL, our medical expert, Dr. Payal Kohli, returns to clear up more coronavirus confusion, plus running for redemption. We'll show you how a unique athletic program is transforming the lives of people on Skid Row in LA.
Our favorite medical expert, Dr. Payal Kohli, stopped by earlier today. Tori Shulman and I were lucky enough to ask her about new research that focuses on children's roles in today's pandemic. Here's what she had to say.
Welcome, doctor. Today we're going to talk about kids. So there's new research saying kids are playing a huge role in the spread of COVID-19. Not the best news to hear as schools reopen. So, Doc, why are kids such super spreaders, and are daycares and classrooms to blame?
So, Tori, there's many reasons why kids could be these silent spreaders. So studies have shown us that kids can have 10 to 100 times the viral load of this virus in their noses and mouths as compared to adults. And we also all know that kids are notorious for being germ factories. So their hygiene is not always the best. And so if they've got a lot of virus, they can easily spread it. Detection in kids is the second challenge. And that's because kids tend to be largely asymptomatic or have very minimal symptoms. And testing is also way behind in kids. So part of containing the outbreaks means to find it, and with kids, the challenge is in finding it.
Wow.
And then finally, as you pointed out, as daycares and schools open, kids start to get together, they have poor hygiene, we don't even know that they're sick. the likelihood of the spreading increases.
That's a perfect storm right there.
Yeah, let me summarize for the doctor. Kids are gross.
Yeah, kids are disgusting.
They are.
Little
Look,
germ
I put 3
monsters.
kids through school. They touch everything. They don't care. They don't wash their
Really?
hands.
Ugh.
Yes, it's okay. That's why they're all sick all through
the time.
nursery school.
Oh,
Oh, my
God.
goodness,
Okay.
yes. All right, so Doc, we know that class has not been in session for, that long, but how's the data starting to shake out? What are we starting to see?
So, Al, we have received some data from the first 2 weeks of August, and unfortunately, it's not great news. So we've seen a 24% increase nationally in cases in kids, and we're seeing a high rate of positivity in kids as well. So some states are reporting up to 18% positivity, which means that 1 out of every 5 test that's done in kids is coming back positive, and that's really high. But if you look at the map, it's a very interesting geographic pattern, and most of the positivity is occurring in the South and the West and states like Alaska and Hawaii. And we're seeing that the East Coast has been relatively protected, which has been surprising.
Wow, that is interesting. Dr. Coley, some parents are writing in saying their kids are struggling to keep their masks on. They're germ monsters and they're like fiddlers, right? So do you have any, not fiddlers, but fiddlers, do you have any advice for them?
Yes, tell your little germ monsters and fiddlers that the mask not only protects others, but it also protects them. So you have to figure out how to incorporate it into their culture, like we've talked about before. So games are a great way to do it. So you can make it part of a superhero costume. You can put it on their stuffed animals. You can tell bedtime stories with it. You can also have the child choose their own mask or decorate it so that they're a little more attached to it. And then pediatricians say that if all else fails, then come and talk to your doctor about whether a face shield might be a good alternative to the mask.
You could also just tell them they won't be able to download an app that day.
I feel like that would work.
That would work on my kids. Like they would, what? I can't download Duck Life Space? Yes.
Yeah, that's hard to get kids to listen to that, but to say I'm going to take something away.
Yes, that works. Threats, parents, threats.
Or reward them, Al. Let's be positive. Let's reward them for good behavior.
I won't threaten you. That's about
The positive is he's not going to threaten you. That's exactly right. Thank you so much, Dr. Coley. Some really good advice for parents and grandparents out there. We'll be right back. Thanks again.
It's only a matter of time.
Welcome back to DBL. Teachers are demanding more be done to keep them safe from coronavirus. Some are even protesting. The American Federation of Teachers is calling for a safety strike if they are not protected. Meantime, Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti followed through with his threat to cut power to house parties. He cut the electricity to a home reportedly being rented by TikTok star Bryce Hall. He threw himself a 21st birthday party last Friday, according to TMZ. Oh my gosh. Wow.
They're young.
Yeah.
They're young, you know. What do you it's so hard to tell a 21-year-old not to be 21. You feel invincible. You feel like the world is all in front of you. You feel like older people are making a bigger deal of it than this is. And it's hard as we sit here in our 40s and look back and think about like what 21-year-old Al would have been in there.
Totally. 21-year-old Sam would have been in there too, but
yeah.
I would hope that an adult like the mayor would do something to protect myself and my peers and then my fellow citizens. So if that means cutting off the power, I'm all for it too. Jeff, what do you make about the teachers? You know, this is coming from my mom, a 4th grade teacher. I want our teachers to be protected.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough spot, Sam. I mean, what can you say? I want them protected too. Everyone wants them protected. But at the same time, some people need to get back to work because how could you not work for 4, 5, 6 months on end, right? So I don't know the answer to it, Sam. I mean, it's a tough position to be in for teachers, for parents wanting to send their kids to school. It's tough all around, and I really don't know the answer.
No, and I'm there with you, and you being a former teacher, but at least having proper PPE. They're not even given knowledge about it.
They stopped paying for teachers just in-class stuff, you know, to just decorate your classroom. So good luck on the PPE.
Wow. Yeah, and that's coming from a former teacher right there. So coming up on DBL, we are highlighting a running club unlike any other, how it's literally changing the lives of Los Angeles' most vulnerable population. That is still ahead.
Promotional consideration is
Welcome back to DBL. We are getting comments about that house party. Yes, we are. Okay, let me find it. Sorry, it's a little slow internet in this studio. And it's still checking for mail, and we have 20 seconds.
But
okay. DBL Nation does not like the idea of the house party. I'm paraphrasing.
I would like them to go back and ask their 21-year-old selves if they would have gotten that invite, would they have gone? Honestly, I'm sure some would have, but some wouldn't have.
Yeah, Stan, in fact, says, I finally got the comments. Those kids are putting everyone in danger.
Yes, they are.
Thank you, Arash, our producer. Sorry about that. Here's what's coming up on DBL, a family crisis for Carol Burnett. And meet the judge who started a running program to help the homeless. DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
Is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Al. Jeff joining us from home. Let's get right to it. So, Carol Burnett, this is a sad story, but I do really, I'm inspired by her advocacy for her family. So she is seeking guardianship of her 14-year-old grandson. The 87-year-old comedian is asking the court that she and her husband become temporary guardians of their grandson, Dylan. Carol says her daughter, Erin Hamilton, has struggled with substance abuse and addiction since Dylan was born and has been in and out of rehab 8 times over the past 19 years. Carol's other daughter, Carrie Hamilton, also struggled with drug addiction as a teen. She died from complications due to lung cancer in 2002. Wow. Al, what do you make of her wanting to be the legal guardian at her age, the grandmother, and considering this history of addiction within her own family?
Well, you know, Sam, anytime we do a story about a celebrity, we'll get comments like, oh, you know, they're rich, they'll figure it out. I think this story is one that we won't get those comments because it hits so close to home for so many people. The plague that opioids have been on this country have wiped out really almost, you know, a large population of young parents. Who's up next? The grandparents. We have a lot of people in their early, mid-60s, early 70s raising toddlers, Sam. So this is unfortunately not that uncommon, and we need to do something about the opioid problem, but in the same time, figuring out something. Yes.
Addiction in general.
Figuring out a way to get these people help as well, because I couldn't imagine. I'm tired now at 43. I don't know how people do it.
I don't know how they would either, Jeff. I mean, you have 2 little ones. I have 2 little ones. I can't imagine, to Al's point, being twice my age and having to do that. But you know, credit to her.
I mean, this is a last resort, right, Sam? Nobody wants this. I'm sure Carol Burnett doesn't even want this. But if people didn't love her enough already, they're going to love her even more. At 87 years old, trying to be a mother, I'm 42, and my wife's 8 years younger than me. We can't keep up with our kids, you know? So at 87, it's a lot tougher road. But Sam, I want to throw back into your court, because this is kind of your expertise area, having worked with Dr. Drew in addiction on all those years.
Yeah, I think, you know, listen, addiction does not discriminate. So, you know, Al mentioned that, you know, we in the past and maybe even now we'll get comments saying, oh, you know, she can afford to send her to rehab again. And there seems to be some sort of leniency when it comes to people of wealth or celebrities when they also succumb to addiction. Well, again, it doesn't discriminate. And the only advice I would give is Al-Anon. Al-Anon is something that I, you know, went to for years. So if you have addiction in your family, if you can go to Al-Anon, you also will practice the 12 steps, and you will also learn how to self-govern and not empower, or I should say rather not empower, but enable that person. It's a lifesaver. So that's the only thing that the only advice I could offer.
And really quickly, tell everybody what Al-Anon is.
So Al-Anon is a support group, just like the 12 steps with AA, but it's for people that are codependent and they are also surrounded by addiction. So again, to any of our viewers out there, it is also a lifesaver for you. So we've all been hearing about cuts to the U.S. Postal Service, but now Cher wants to lend a hand. That's right. The singing legend inquired about volunteering at her local post office. Yesterday, Cher tweeted, "Can people volunteer at the post office?" After no response, she took matters into her own hands, writing that she spoke to a supervisor and said, "Hi, this is Cher. Do you accept volunteers?" Sadly, there's no need. Plus, you have to be fingerprinted and pass a background check. Maybe they should ask Al. Do you guys, DBL Nation? Yes, Al. Do you remember this moment?
Oh, no.
Yep, let's see it.
All right, it's going great, but a little cold. Can we go inside, or like, what do you do when you get cold?
We just walk faster. Rain, sleet, snow, or hell.
You are the slowest mailman I've ever seen.
You were thorough.
You were dragging your feet.
Diligent.
Dude.
Making sure that I got the fake mail into the fake mailbox.
Talk about a tortoise. He was so slow,
I take
Jeff.
my job seriously, Jeff. Me and Cher, we taking this over.
Jeff, would you want him as a mailman? How slow he was, Jeff?
If I wasn't working on the show and I got to see Al's cute face walk up to my door every day, absolutely.
Not if he's that
Jeff's
slow.
got my back.
Oh, come on, Jeff. Be real.
Rain, sleet, or snow, baby.
You would not want slowpoke Al Jackson delivering your mail.
I'd be faster than Cher.
We'll see. You don't know that. Why are you assuming Cher would be slow?
Because she went to Twitter instead of Google to ask that question. That's why I assumed that.
Google?
Yes. Can you volunteer at a post office? Should go to Google, not Twitter.
No, she should have directly tweeted to the source, and she did. So kudos.
No, she
to
didn't.
her.
She sent a general tweet, and it got nothing, as it shouldn't have.
Okay. Well, I do give you props for doing that, Al. Way to go.
Thank you.
So Chris Hemsworth wants to make sure we're all doing okay during the pandemic. The Thor actor recorded a motivational pep talk, and we're all here for it. Watch.
You're more than capable to take on the world, the whole world, by storm. Speaking of the world, did you know that it's a better place because you're in it? I mean, your mum brags about you all the time. Dogs love you. You're strong, you're confident, you're intelligent, you're charismatic, you're the total package. On a scale from 1 to 10, you are an 11. You make me want to be a better man. You're bloody brilliant.
I think he's just repeating things that people said to him last night. You know, like,
he's gorgeous.
Honestly, Jeff, does this ring hollow to you just because if somebody's saying all those nice things but they don't know you? It's like if I came up and I just went to a random church and just said, "Nice job on Monday." Like, what am I talking about? Well, you don't know me? Like, it doesn't mean as much than the person that, like, knows you.
What a hater.
Jeff, am I hating?
Listen, Al, I'm going to convince you the other way, because it's just positive affirmation. If someone who doesn't know you on social media puts you down and makes fun of your family, that's going to affect you, right? That's going to affect you in a negative way. This is going to affect you in a positive way. It's the exact same thing. I have to fill my life with more positives than negatives. I dip my toes in social media. I check my DMs. People tell me they hate me and they hate my family. That brings me down. Hearing things like this, having positive affirmations in my life, listening to things like that, listening to positive things in the morning, I have to outweigh the pros and the negatives, and that's what makes me a more positive person.
Amen. He said it so well. Now, are you convinced?
No, I'm a comic. Being negative made me money. Okay.
That's funny. Coming up on DBL, we are talking with the founder of a running club that has improved the lives of countless people in LA's notorious Skid Row neighborhood. Don't miss this remarkable story of redemption and second chances coming up next. Welcome back to DBL. By day, you'll find him in the courtroom sentencing some of LA's most dangerous criminals. By night, you'll find him running with residents of the city's infamous Skid Row. Earlier, Jeff caught up with the Honorable Judge Craig Mitchell to learn about his remarkable Skid Row running club. That's today's DBL Spotlight.
Those who run say there's a peace that comes over you as your feet strum the pavement. There's a clarity that takes over with each passing mile.
I do not run most often with music, so I'm alone with my thoughts, and it's really just a time to think and to be in your own head, so to speak.
Judge Craig Mitchell has been running for 25 years.
In court, we have an hour-and-a-half lunch, and I run almost every lunch. And it allows me to think of, what would be the appropriate sentence for this particular individual? Does this person need to go to prison? Do they need a second chance? I mean, it's so helpful in so many different aspects of my life.
9 years ago, a paroled inmate who the judge had previously sentenced to prison asked him to visit the mission he was staying at on Skid Row.
I mean, if you go down to Skid Row, what are you visually going to see? You're going to see literally hundreds, if not thousands, of people living in tents, living on the sidewalk, people at 2 o'clock in the afternoon passed out on the sidewalk. What are you going to see in the streets? You're going to see used needles. It's a very dangerous place. It's a place where I, in fact, do a lot of murder cases that come into my courtroom that take place on Skid Row.
During his visit, the judge was asked by mission organizers if there was anything he could do to help.
I knew how valuable running was in my own life and how therapeutic it was, and figured it would be a good, good activity for people in recovery.
The club runs 3 times a week, ranging in distance from 5 miles to a staggering 20 miles.
You know, initially, on a good day, I would have 2 to 3 runners join me. And, you know, slowly the word spread. And, you know, to fast forward to today, you know, on a good day, we'll have 40 runners out there.
Each runner brings with them his or her own hopes and dreams, as well as their own hurdles and demons. Over the years, the judge has seen countless stories of success from his runners, but also ones of heartbreak.
Modi is not running with us this morning. Yeah, major relapse. One of the things that this whole experience has made me understand in a way that I didn't before is how powerful drugs such as heroin and methamphetamine are. I don't think there's a more insidious substance out there.
Through it all, Judge Mitchell continues to run, and his group is thankful.
People who suffer from addiction, not much else is going on in your life. You will do anything to get high. And so the running club, you know, offers a community of people who understand one another's struggles, who support one another in the sobriety. If you eliminate the addiction, the blossoming that takes place is, you know, wonderful to behold.
The Honorable Judge Craig Mitchell, welcome to DBL. It's a pleasure to talk with you today. Now, I got to start off with this, Judge. I lived in LA for a long time, so I'm very familiar with Skid Row. In fact, I used to buy my suits 2 blocks away from there. But let's be honest, Judge, the majority of Californians are terrified of Skid Row. So I got to know, out of all the homeless areas in the city, why start a running club there?
You go where the need is. There are 3 major missions that service the homeless and addicted population. Midnight Mission, LA Mission, and Union Rescue. And that's where we primarily get our runners.
Judge, let me just address the homeless population in LA for a minute, because a friend of our show, Dr. Drew, is on top of this problem. A lot of people don't see this as a problem, but the homeless population is growing more and more every day. Can you speak to this?
It is, tragically. I mean, last year it was in the upper 50,000s. It's now probably mid 65,000 homeless people. And from my vantage point, you know, on the bench and then being down on Skid Row 3 times a week, I attribute it largely to the explosion of the use of methamphetamine. It is an insidious drug. It takes over people's lives. That's the real culprit in my view.
Judge, when it comes to the homeless, our society tends to have a very one-dimensional view of them, but you want people to understand they are so much more. Can you explain that?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, it's I think really a disservice to any human being to look at that person in a one-dimensional perspective. Everybody has a backstory. They have complexities, and that holds true for the homeless population. I know, you know, even before I started the running club, you look at someone who is sleeping on a sidewalk, who is dirty, who may have a needle hanging from their arm. That's the same person that a mother held in their arms when that child was born. That is the same person that went into an elementary school classroom, you know, all cleaned up with a smile on their face, eager to begin their life. And you know, I just refuse to, you know, not see the larger person.
Yeah, when you look at them like that, it's really hard not to care. I totally get what you're saying on that. But I've been fortunate enough, Judge, to travel all over the world. You take your runners on yearly trips to marathons all over the world. So why do you think it's an important part of your club to travel like that?
One, it's a huge inducement for the people to maintain their sobriety. I mean, if they know that they continue to run with us 3 times a week and they show up consistently, their entire trip overseas will be paid for. In fact, this past August, we just got back from Ecuador and the Galapagos Islands, where we spent 2 weeks and we ran a marathon in the Amazon jungle. And so, you know, to give them a real powerful incentive to continue to go to the 12-step meetings, to continue to go to the counseling sessions. You know, it all fits together to help a person sustain their sobriety.
It makes perfect sense to me, but I understand that's a long road to get to that finish line, kind of pun intended on this one. Judge Mitchell, thank you again so much. And for all of you looking to learn more about this remarkable club, you can watch the Skid Row Marathon documentary on Amazon. And if you want to help, visit the website skidrowrunningclub.com. Judge, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Jeff, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Keep up the great work. We'll be right back, everybody.
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for some sweet, sweet deals. Earlier, Steph showed Tori some amazing products at even better prices. Here's this week's DBL Deal Blast presented by MorningSave.com.
Tori, I'm here at home with some amazing products that are going to blow your minds, and deals are even better. This is the perfect luggage to keep things safe and secure. Now, it's the Hedgren hard-sided spinner luggage. It's lightweight, polycarbonate construction, and it's got TSA-approved locks on there, look. It's got a trolley handle and spinner wheels. Now, normally, this is around $150 to $200, depending on what size you get, right? But we've got it from between $49 to a maximum of $69 for the biggest case that there is, which means you're saving 67%.
I love it.
Next, I've got something that's going to add a bit of music to your lifestyle. Check this out. This is the Sight Bluetooth speaker. It does come with a handle. Now, this speaker can travel with you anywhere. It's got a built-in microphone. Don't know if you can see these things here. For hands-free phone calling. And it really packs quite the punch because you can hear this up to 30 feet away, so music's no problem outdoors. It has 5 hours of battery life and it can recharge your phone. So normally this is $80, but right now it's only $19, which means you're saving 76%.
That is so good if you're cooking and you want to call your mom or dad to be like, I've burned the chicken, but you don't have a hand. That's what I'll be using.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Good, right? Okay, now, Tori, this is the M-Edge Tech Tote. Don't know if you can see this here.
Whoa.
Look at that. So, literally, this bag will allow you to charge multiple different devices while you're out and about on the go. It's got a removable shoulder strap, it's neoprene, and the battery provides up to, are you ready, 25 additional hours of charge for most smartphones and other devices, as you can see here. And also up to 8 hours on a tablet. How incredible is that? So normally this bag is $50, but guess what? We got it for $19.
What?
Which means you're saving 62%.
Oh my God, you know what I love? Not only the charging of it, because I always have the phone, but Steph, the neoprene, for me, I trash my bags. So I think that's such a smart material.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I can go rough on
Literally,
that.
it's amazing.
I like that.
Okay, last but not least, Tori, I've got everything you need for a good night's sleep. It's this, the Marquee by Waterford brushed cotton sheet set. And I love the feel of these 100% brushed cotton sheets. This 4-piece set includes a flat sheet, a fitted sheet, and 2 pillowcases, and it's available in blue, ivory, silver, or white, and it can come in queen or king size, so you can make it fit any bed in your house. Now, normally, this is $70 to $80, depending if you get the queen or king, but we've got it for $29, which means you're saving 64%, and you can't put a price on a good night's sleep,
You
Tori.
just can't. Go ahead and get your guys 2 or 3 sets of these so you can have it for a guest bedroom. You just have it in the closet. It's a brilliant idea at $29. Stephanie, fantastic job. Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone. Thank you so much, Steph. We'll be right back.
Thanks.
Welcome back to DBL. All right, so Jeff is back. I have comments. Are you ready, Al? Because they have to do with you.
Uh-oh.
Cheyenne says, being a mail carrier is hard work. You got to watch out for vicious dogs, icy sidewalks, angry hornet nests. I give them all the credit. Jocelyn says, Al, sorry to hate, but you couldn't cut it as a mailman. And Veronica says, Al can deliver my mail any day.
Oh, there we go, Veronica. But yeah, you know, honestly, no, we did a whole shoot with the mail carrier. It's super hard. Driving the truck on the steering wheels on the other side, it's very difficult. My ex-father-in-law was a mail carrier for 35 years. I got love.
I got mad love, but you did not cut it. Sorry. Right, Jeff?
Give me another chance. I'd be better than Cher.
Bye, Jeff. DBL's due every day. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place.